Hey, greetings and welcome to Tankard Talk. I am your host, Mitchell, and today we will be playing Relics, a Game of Angels. The writer and designer is Steve D., also known as Steve Darlington by some others. You will find him making such games as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Vampire the Requiem, Cortex, Shadow of the Demon Lord, Grimm, and Cartoon Action Hour. His company is called 10 Star Games. It has a website that you can find, and you're about to see how awesome it is as well. So without further ado, I am joined by Nerdy Nursty, Jesse, as well as Scott. And yeah, we're gonna hop right into it. So they have been given sample sheets from the Quick Start. Really cool stuff, and they got the choose different characters based on kind of what they like. So why don't you guys give me a rundown of who you picked and why you picked it.
Jesse, did you pick one yet?
Yeah. I'm Koi Bumba because I like the name. I just associate, myself with, well, when I was younger, quickness and not liking to pay for things. Being a thief, he's a thief. I should have started with that, I guess. But, I like it. Yeah. Desire.
Cool. One-Eyed Jack, the inside man, really stood out to me. He's a guy who likes taking chances, playing poker, and playing when the chips are down.
So I picked Eminset, the face, because she seems kind of like a know-it-all, and I guess I can kind of be like a know-it-all, and she seems kind of like, I don't know, like she just wants to help people. She wants to guide people to the right path, or I guess what she thinks is the right path. So, and she's very Egypt-based, so I happen to love ancient Egypt and everything about it, so that's what made me pick it.
Awesome. And for those scratching your heads right now, like, all right, Relics, a Game of Angels, obviously it has something to do with angels, but what else? So just a quick go through of what Relics, Game of Angels is. It is a game about, as you probably guessed it, angels. First off, God is a she. She created angels and humanity and wanted them to get along, but that didn't really go well. There are some speculations as to exactly why, and angels and demons disagree, but no one really knows. So angels stayed back in heaven and continued to create things such as vipers. So it wasn't only God who created things. Angels had a big part in kind of creation itself. I know the couple weeks ago I had a player make an angel who created the volcano by Pompeii and then set into motion the events that destroyed Pompeii. That's a good example.
That's my resume.
Write that on your CV.
Yeah, it's a good one. But they come to a place where angels were created to kind of create these things and to be a part of creation, but now they're set apart. Some of the angels rebelled, and those are demons. So they're just angels who decided that they're going to go to Earth and they're going to exert their own will. Angels wanting to give humanity a fighting chance, some of them fell as well onto Earth. And whenever an angel or demon goes down to Earth, all their power, memories, and other things are locked into a relic, a physical object, which holds their power. So it was kind of a Cold War as they kind of fought for humanity and such like that. And all was going well-ish until God left, closed the gates of heaven, and left every angel and demon stranded on Earth. This, along with severing the tie that every angel has with the collective choir of angels as well as God, also made relics something that any person could gain access to, whether you be human, demon, or angel. If you find a relic, an angel's relic, you can use it and you can gain its power. So it became an arms race. As people searched out for these relics, whether you are an angel trying to protect humanity, or you're an angel who believes humanity is just these stupid pigs and need to just kind of be guided, or you're a demon trying to be God, or you're a human who wants to be God yourself and just like, yeah. So that comes into play in game as relics. So the coolest part about this game, in which I have been working with, struggling with, and trying to learn, is this game only uses a tarot deck. So I went out and bought one. I got the tarot deck of angels.
How appropriate.
I know, right? It's very appropriate. So whenever you want to do something, you draw a card. Based on the card, it'll do different things. Much like the Apocalypse World engine, there's degrees of success between dramatic failure to dramatic success. So looking at your character sheets, because I know you guys got them, and for those who are kind of watching and are curious, you can find the quick start rules on the Kickstarter as well as Drive Through RPG, and that has the rules as well as these characters as well. So you have your aspect, and your aspect is associated with a suit in the deck. So for instance, if you're playing Amiset, the face, yours is Nesher, which is associated with the act of moving and the suit of coins. So that means whenever you draw from the deck and you're doing something within the realm of moving and you draw the suit of coins, you automatically get a full success, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
Furthermore, your herald describes who you followed, who taught you. So for Amiset, it's Gabriel, who has dominion over communion. And we'll learn more about that later. The Descent mission are all about kind of what made you fall and what continues your path on Earth. The signifier is very important. It's a major arcana. It's always a major arcana. And it's special to your character. Whenever you draw that, you automatically get a dramatic success and you get a new miracle. Miracles being kind of the supernatural abilities your character has.
Is that kind of a way you gain new powers?
It is, yep.
And that's just one card in the whole deck, right?
Yep, one card. And it always has to do with kind of what triggered it. So whenever you draw a card, the power is always associated with solving the issue that you have at hand.
That's cool.
Your relic is of course that object. For the character I'm looking at, it's the illuminating eye. Your right eye is a sphere of gold. So that is the thing that everyone is fighting for. Mortal connections are very important to angels because angels by themselves are not very social creatures. If you ever think of Vampire, how all the players like to say, oh, I'm old, I don't know how to use computers. Well, angels scoff at those vampires because they're little babies compared to how old they are. So yeah, very important. Most angels don't know how to like access information on the internet. Most angels don't know how to tie their own shoes. All these little things that angels are just so far from. because they've been living for a very, very long time. And then you have miracles, which are your special abilities. For Amaset, theirs is the smallest seed. If you maintain eye contact with someone for 10 seconds, you can implant a suggestion of a new idea, which a person accepts as their own. They don't have to act on it, though. As well as Wings of Heaven, which allows you to fly in a better way than all the other angels can. Finally, Relics, a game of angels, does not use a traditional skill system. They have memories. So angels don't process information the same way that humans do. While humans kind of extrapolate past experiences to give them information concerning a new issue that they're presented, angels base everything on memories. That is the foundation to how they kind of solve things that approach them. And they're pretty specific in the way that they access these memories. So the memories on your page fall into 5 different categories. I think it's usually striking, moving, speaking, knowing, and enduring, which kind of helps restrict the skills, because the skills can be of anything. For Amaset, it is socializing, but every skill is also tied to a memory, which is really important. So in gameplay, we start off with 7 memory tokens. And that's a thing that everyone gets. A total of 7, that the pool that we all have. Whenever a situation arises that you want a skill from, you say, I want to use a memory. And then someone other than you has to then agree to it. You spin that chip, and that person has to think up a memory from their perspective about your character. Then you, as the person who initiated the memory, then get to say, okay, from that memory, I'm going to gain this skill. And what that does is it gives you a blessing, which allows you to draw an additional card whenever you're doing a test. You can also spend a memory chip to make a grudging success or a failure into a full success, but you don't get the skill, so it's kind of a trade-off.
So what does that look like, that first case where you declare a memory with somebody else and then use a skill? Is the skill related to that memory, or is the skill related to kind of what you're trying to do? Like, which comes first? Yeah,
the skill is related to that memory. But interpretation is everything. So if you ask for a memory, and Jesse the Wise approaches and says, yes, I will give a memory, and says, in like the 1920s, I saw you infiltrate a swing dance joint to kind of look into the dealings of demons. From that story, you can gather a bunch of skills. Socializing, maybe you did some research into the dance hall, so you could do that research knowing. So it's really up to you as the kind of person who wants the skill to grab whatever skills you think could come from that story that they provided. Cool. Which is also a really cool thing. It really does play with perspective as well. Which really helps with character ties. One angel who might have seen you do something such as strangle someone in the 1960s in the streets might think less of you, but you as an angel remember that you might have been doing a mercy kill because the person was dying and in pain and asked you desperately to die. Mm-hmm. So it plays around with memories like that a lot too.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's see. I think we're about ready to hop in. Do you guys have any questions for me before we join this epicness?
So we are angels living among mortals. Mm-hmm. How anachronistic do angels typically look? Like, I noticed the muscle is like this Viking guy. Does he walk around with like a sword and armor, or do people generally kind of blend in?
So an angel in their basic form, known as the vessel, look like a fiery humanoid shape with horns, wings, large talons. They stand about 7 to 8 feet tall. So that's what they normally look like. They look horrific. These are the angels of, you don't want to be visited by. But when they come onto Earth, they gain something called a semblance, which kind of helps them in defending themselves as well as protecting humanity from their visage at times. Their semblance is always based on the people of the area that they land in. So if you fall and land in Japan, you would look like a Japanese person from that area. And especially for those kind of like coming from like eons ago, you'll still maintain that semblance in today's time as well. So you look like that, but there are also cues that angels, demons, and humans who know about these things can easily tell that you are. Angels are not great at disguising themselves, which is why they're not often in the public spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
What do you guys look like?
Yeah, good question.
Well, I kind of made myself look like myself. But so I am MN set. So like he was saying, my relic is. Did you talk about what my relic was?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so
I might have, but go ahead anyway.
Okay. It's an illuminating eye. One of my eyes is gold. I conceal it with makeup and contacts. It has complete vision and acts like a real eye. So I just put this to kind of symbolize that. Also because she fell in the era of ancient Egypt, and that was her the time period that she fell in. I have my eye being the golden eye of Ra, which is a symbol of ancient Egypt. And then I have, because one of my miracles is the wings of heaven, that I can fly better than any other angel or any other thing. I have my, this is Isis, the queen god of ancient Egypt, and she is often symbolized with these wings. So I just am using gold and some heavy eyeliner and some Egyptian tattoos that kind of represent how my character will look in the more modern era.
Cool. I'm like I don't want to say wrinkly old man, but let's say like wrinkly, like suntanned middle-aged man with like black hair, like a thick mustache. I have like sort of thin, like long wispy black hair that's kind of like pulled back, and it's always like really like flat on my head. I have like a coat and one of those like old west things that people wear instead of a tie.
Polo.
Yeah. A polo and like an old like dirty cowboy hat that I wear, and it's just kind of like my face is like super lined with like age and like and sun, and I just have these like piercing eyes that I stare out through like a really low brow. And cowboy boots, of course.
So you look like a Neanderthal cowboy.
I look like what's that guy in No Country for Old Men?
Yeah, the murder.
Black. Not the friendo guy.
Oh man.
He's also in Men in Black.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of look, that kind of age.
We should have him on the show.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll return our calls.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you never know, right?
You can play games with us.
If you say yeehaw when you have like a critical success, I'm going to be really
Cowboy Missy.
Oh, dude.
How about you, Jesse? What's your relic look like? What do you look like?
Going off from the description, from the character description that we were given, I'm gonna, go as crazy as I can. He's looks like a Maasai, the really tall, amazingly tall African tribe from like the White Nile area. And he likes wearing those silk tracksuits, like the walking suits kind of thing with the zippers and you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, but very high quality, like silk and like maybe crushed velvet, that sort of thing. Cream, lots of cream.
All right, so you are velvety and creamy.
Yes. Yeah, like 8.5 feet tall kind of guy. Really, just amazingly tall. Yeah.
Someone you don't want to walk in on you in your house.
Yeah. No, you'd have to be hunched over though, so it wouldn't be quite as dramatic.
so that actually brings up a cool I wouldn't call it point, but topic. If you could run this game with like actors, I think I would want Tommy Lee Jones, Christopher Walken.
Said the only guy who actually played in the movie Angel. I'm talking about
Christopher Walken.
No. The guy who also was God, help me out.
In Angel? Are you talking about Buffy Angel?
No, he was literally. It was Knight Rider, the actor.
Michael Knight. No, that was the character.
Wait, is it David Hasselhoff?
Yes.
Yeah, it's David Hassel. The Hassel.
The Hoff.
No, still not who I'm looking for. Hold on.
It's always the Hoff.
Anyway, while you look that up, I have one more question. So these relics, do we have our relics, or are they somewhere else?
You have your relics at this point in time, and
All
hopefully you never lose them.
I hope not. I have a memory with you, Koi Boomba.
Really?
Nicolas Cage, thank you.
I would also like, man, was it? You remember The Angel, that movie with the two actors? They're was it Matt Dillon and what was that other one? Remember that the two angels came down to earth and it's kind of a comedy?
Oh yeah.
Dogma. You're thinking of Matt Damon and
Yeah. Matt
Damon.
That's the one.
The Mattiest of the Damon. Yeah, there we go. We're back. That's what we get. We get God Strike because we talked about Cage.
The Cage. To you.
Mr. Cage. Oh man, I love him, but I don't know if I have the energy to ever meet him.
Right.
All right. So any more questions before we deep dive into the scenario that the quick start calls the devil's own luck?
That sounds great. Perhaps we'll find out in a second, but are we actually in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Sin City.
I always wear Air Jordans. Always.
All right. So as we set this up, what are you guys doing on kind of like your typical day? Kind of walk me through your morning and let's hop over to your afternoon. Starting with Jesse.
Okay. The thing that this character does is he likes to help athletes do better. He likes to inspire physical people not only to be better, reach the peak of their physical perfection, not just for sport, but for the war. So there's always an abundance of famous athletes in Las Vegas. I mean, you can't like walk 10 feet without running into some famous baseball player. So he's like scoping them out and trying to get a feel of who might need some of his special skills, or somebody who might be able to help with the war, who also is an athlete. That's what it says.
Sweet. All right, Scott, what you got?
Well, I don't know what time of day it is because in casinos, they don't have windows. But I'm going to spend most of my time in the casinos of Las Vegas just trashing these mortals, but occasionally one of them will entertain me. And for food and drink, I'll do some shots of whiskey by the bar every now and then, but mostly I'm just sticking to the poker and blackjack tables.
Can we get drunk?
Ooh. You can. It just takes a lot more.
Yeah.
All right, Nerdy Nursey.
So I am more of a I like to rub elbows with the executives, in the business world. So I'm in a Las Vegas high rise, just surrounded by, the rich, the elite, the business minds, the ones who make the decisions, both behind the scenes and in the forefront, just doing what I can to kind of put bugs in their ears on making the right decision and doing the right thing, and implanting those, just trying to make sure things happen the way that I want them to happen.
So you guys are going about your day-to-day here in Las Vegas, whether or not you're playing against people that are babies in terms of your age, or you're assisting the humans in their day-to-day things. But one morning, you all wake up, and it feels like a normal day, nothing special about it. But as you're kind of moving through the day, we first start with Amin Set. From your room in the Luxor, you see a billboard across the strip advertising a new show at the Inferno. What's weird about this is you're on the up and up about what's happening in Vegas. You've never heard of this ever mentioned. And it, there's a grand picture of the casino, as if, taken from a nice photo, like an aerial shot from a helicopter. And you just never seen that casino ever before. It's very curious.
So, and I would know that casino because I know all the casinos, and I know
exactly, yeah.
I know who owns the casinos, and I know them well, and I've had dinner with them. So, I'm very interested in finding out what's going on. And it says, what are they advertising? A new show?
No, it's just not the grand opening, but just like it's a typical ad for a casino.
Okay.
Has like these on the left side, a very sexy succubi looking woman, and on the right side, a very kind of like masculine, well-built man with a six-pack and gleaming tan skin, dressed as kind of like this dark fallen angel.
Yeah, like me.
Okay.
Yeah. Just think Jesse.
Yeah.
With like one button undone.
Okay. So I guess my first thing to do is any of the casino owners that are here around me, they would know because that would obviously be a rival business.
Your fellow human peeps?
Yes, my human peeps.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I do is I have a personal assistant. She's kind of like my second in command. Her name is Cassie Kelly. So I'll shoot her. Well, I guess do we text? I know you said that.
So that's generally like the standard for angels, but you're an angel who is very much kind of integrated in the social media aspects of humanity, so you can do that. Right. It might be difficult for other angels too.
Okay, so I'm a little more technologically inclined.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna shoot her a text message and tell her, ask her, are any of the CEOs or CFOs or COOs of any of the other casinos that we've been working with, have they said anything or alluded to any mentions of this new casino? has anyone heard of this? Just trying to get some information.
So this comes to our first test. So this person is a mortal connection and assists you and such like that. So we are going to draw from the tarot deck to see exactly how well she does. Are you ready for this?
Yes. Should I use a memory for this? Because I do have a pretty useful memory.
Ooh, what do you have?
So I have knowing business.
Ooh, that's actually perfect. Yeah. So between yourself and your assistant, you get to draw. I'm going to say a total of 3 cards. 1 is a blessing from your skill, and 1 is a blessing as this mortal is helping you.
Okay. So 3 cards.
Yep.
All right.
Bum, bum, bum. All right. The first is justice.
Okay.
The second is the Queen of Pentacles.
Okay.
And the third is the 10 of Swords.
Seems a little ominous, but all right.
Bum, bum, bum.
Shuffle those, right?
Yeah. It's a queen. That was good. That was 2 minor and 1 major arcana. Justice being the major arcana, which is the best of them. All right, actually, yeah, 10. All right, so you get a full success for this. As I put the cards back in and shuffle it. So here is what you learn from this endeavor as you're looking through. So something is strange as you're looking over the information. Mammon Entertainment Group is the organization that owns the Inferno Hotel. It seems to have the absolute bare minimum of documentation required to exist. It resembles that of an angel's guise in a way. Your semblance comes with certain things that affect reality, such as you have a bank account because of the guise that you wear. The bank account always has like $36.37 or something on it, but it's pretty specific, but very generic. And yeah, officially the casino is the MEG's, the Mamam Entertainment Group's only major asset. The owner is listed as Mr. Avi Rice. Vance Carlisle is listed as the company president and is also the only real sounding name on the list. As you kind of look through this is something you would know, not your assistant.
Okay.
And that's what you find out.
All right.
So we are going to hop over to
Keeping in mind, like sort of old, like tattered white shirt. It's kind of like dusty and got like some rips and tears, but it gets me through the day. I put on my suspenders, dust off my cowboy hat, put it on, and go downstairs to take some chips away from these fool mortals.
All right, as you're walking downstairs, you pass a individual he looks like he's lost. He has that typical stare that you see in casinos that I've seen my life being spent and gone as the dealers take it all. He as he's talking to no one, he says in kind of this very gruff voice, man, I'm not playing here anymore. The payouts of the Inferno, now that's a place. They're much better.
Kind of mosey on over to him and say, now, fella, seems like this is not your day, but what's this I hear about that there Inferno place? I ain't heard of no casino like that.
Do you have anything to wet my whistle?
Look him up and down. Does he actually seem like he's pretty desperate?
He looks like a drunken and defeated man. It's probably like a Friday, but to him it looks like a Monday.
Yeah, I'll reach in and pull out a flask of whiskey.
Yeah, and he takes it with both hands. Oh, Lord Jesus, thank you very much. You're a godsend.
Yes, I know.
Maybe that's why it's so unlucky. Should have been praying to Lady Luck. Now, what's this I hear about some Inferno casino?
It's
got
a
any
new
competition over there?
casino. Well, it's just a casino down the street. I forget what the address is, but here, and he pulls out this little ticket that says like 20% off of a hell shot, and then you have like the Inferno Casino tag and the succubi and the very like fallen angel muscly man on the right. It's a little wet on the edges, but he hands it to you nonetheless.
Well, this seems new. I think I'll take my chances there.
All right,
I'll
what
tip
else?
my hat to him. And
what else are we doing,
slink
friend?
away.
Kind of watches you as you leave him in the dust.
Yeah. Leave him in the dust.
All right, how about you, Jesse?
Well, I'm just walking up and down the street. Not if I found anybody that looks like a budding athlete. Yes.
You just scope them out on the street?
Scope them out on the street and like inspire them.
Wait, how do you inspire them?
See, that's a good question.
I want to know. I'm just a GM, man. You tell
this
me.
could go very wrong very quickly.
Hold on, we did talk about this not being a.
Yes, we did. So keep it PG.
You don't have the mature tag, Jesse.
Not a mature tag, so.
Quickly, give me the password. I'm going to change this tag real quick.
Okay, so thief/personal trainer. Yeah.
You just flex at them.
Totally. I suppose I could, honestly, be working at one of these casinos, like giving like yoga lessons. If you imagine an 8-foot tall guy doing yoga.
That's arms and feet everywhere. As you take up like.
They call me a Kimbo.
So you got a good eye for this, these things, finding very fit and attractive people. As you're walking down the street, making your way downtown, walking fast.
Not for me.
I got that. I got the reference.
Thank you, Nerdy. Thank you.
I'm with you there.
Thank you, Scott. So your character, you see this attractive woman in a succubus costume. She's handing out flyers to people, and you see the name Inferno kind of written on the flyers that she's handing out. As you approach, she kind of bounces over to you in that way that some people do in Las Vegas.
I want to sell you something.
Yeah, exactly. And she has like this nice smile on, like, hey, oh, you're a man looking for a good time. Yeah. And she hands you the coupon. And on it says $20 on credit on certain promotional slot machines. And she kind of says in that way that she said it too many times and she like just wants to die. It'll cost you your soul, but that's it. And then she walks off and continues the charade with some other people who look equally as like, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, this mortal's obsession with gambling with stuff. I just don't understand it. Never have. I go in. I mean, might be fun.
Well, it's not in the area, so you can see the address on like the bottom right area of the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
it's not in the strand. What's it called?
Strip, right?
Strip.
Yeah, it's on the strip a little bit further down.
Okay. Well, I just stroll on down.
Making my way down.
It's hard for me to fit in the back of cabs and stuff, so
That was faster to walk anyway.
Not with that attitude. All right, so you approach this casino, and it looks amazing. Like there's those like, those
hula dancers,
inflatable man.
Yeah, the inflatable,
wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yeah, and they all have like the little strings to make it look like souls on fire, and they're just like,
how tacky and tasteless.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought Caesar's Palace was bad.
Yeah, welcome to Vegas. It would be a theme if they didn't want the inflatable corporations to bring them down and own Las Vegas. So yeah, you see that, and then the letters of Inferno are kind of like decked out in like these little flame motifs. The doors are like black cast iron, and they're open. People are kind of shuffling in and out, but it's kind of still like a little daylight still. It's probably about like, we'll say 1 p.m. right now. So not many people right now, but inside you see people dressed up at these succubi and fallen angels, and the staff aren't wearing much clothes, but they're trying their best. At least it's not cold. There are slot machines. There are several bars. Yeah, it looks pretty nice from the outside.
Stroll in. I want to redeem this coupon.
All right, so you go in, and right to like the left are two twins, each one with like black lipstick, pale.
This is interesting.
Yeah, if you ever seen Sabrina.
Yes.
The Teenage Witch. Yeah, it's like it's very much like the
Weird Sisters.
Yeah, the Weird Sisters. Except there's two of them. Only two.
Exactly what was in my mind. Yeah. My God, Mitch.
Yeah, exactly. The nice black outfit, the black lipstick, pale, never seen the light of day. So a typical employee. And yeah, they smile at you and speak in the same way, almost as if they've rehearsed this several times. And they say, "Excuse me, mister. Welcome to the Inferno. How may we help you?"
I would like to redeem this coupon.
Excellent. And from out of nowhere, like another twin kind of comes forth from behind the booth and takes the
twin.
A what? A twin.
A third.
Yeah, a third twin.
So a trin.
A triplet.
Grabs the coupon and kind of in this little like a little small like fire pit, places it in it, and it kind of goes up in this like blue sparks and fire.
All fake, obviously.
Yeah, all fake. Yeah. And they hand you a coin, which has like the Lucifer star on the back.
Seal of Baphomet.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. That's funny.
And they hand it to you.
Okay. Do these triplets, do they look dancer, gymnast, runner, swimmers' bodies?
That's a good question. I mean, without kind of they have nice model kind of features.
Not really athletic.
Yeah, a little bit of athletic, but
just enough to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I take this coin and I go to whatever slot machines and
just put it in.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one you go to has like a little chibi version of Lucifer with kind of these black angels and red and like blonde hair, and he's kind of like this up in the sky, heading towards what looks like a caricature of God. You put it in. The several things just start in motion. It looks like there's a lot of mechanisms here. There's a wheel that spins. There's a couple wheels that spin this way. And you see 2 apple trees line up on the slot machine, and then a coin. And out comes like a bunch of these little coins as you're like, did I win something? And apparently you did.
I always win.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Not surprised. Are you?
No.
What do you do with these things?
Are you going back to the twins?
Yes.
Well, sir, like most, they all 3 stay together. You may bring them in as a payout, and we will convert it into cash. Or you may keep it and use for like a nice necklace. And they kind of show you like these other little medallions.
That seems silly. I cash them out.
All right, and they give you, so it's about like $15.
Oh, I was hoping for like a nice dinner with a bottle of champagne.
Hey, that's a nice Waffle House dinner.
Arby's, yeah. Well, that was a perfect. I just walk around and look at people. I like to people watch.
All right, cool.
Kind of creepy, but you know, nobody ever like says anything to me about it.
That's because everybody likes to people watch.
Yeah.
But
It's
when
just
you're an 8-foot-tall African, it's a little more threatening.
That's awesome.
In a tracksuit.
Because he go in a tracksuit, crushed velvet tracksuit, going, "Are you a dancer?"
No.
A gymnast, then?
All right, let's move on over to Scott's character. What are you up to?
I'm at the poker tables, of course.
Are you in the Inferno, or are you still back at your old?
Yeah, I'm going to the Inferno.
All right, cool. So yeah, you enter in. Probably one of the first things you notice is the this really tall guy kind of looking around.
Oh yeah, I know him. He's in my memories.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take off my hat. Boomba. Friendly face is the last thing I expected to see around here.
Yes. What are you doing here? Did you already take all of their money?
All right, Nerdy Nursey, what is your character up to?
So I'm going to have my personal assistant Cassie arrange a meeting with I'm going to say the marketing team for the
Inferno.
casino. Yeah, for the casino, the Inferno. I'm gonna reach out to the marketing team since I'm a corporate consultant and I do a lot of the marketing consults for all the other casinos in the area. I want to see what they're working with and offer my services on how to be more successful in brand creation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll arrange a meeting with some of their marketing department.
All right, cool.
We'll meet at the casino if that's possible, because the best way for me to get all the information or to give them a good review and to give them good advice is to see exactly what they're working with. So I will we'll meet there at the Inferno.
All right. So you arrive. You definitely see Jesse's character.
I think things breaking again. I'm not sure.
Huh?
Are things breaking again? Like
Breaking.
the stream?
Oh, the stream?
Yeah, I think Nina's watching Game of Thrones.
Anything yet?
That was a different game.
Oh, okay. I think I see us again.
Yeah.
Okay. I am meeting with one of the executives for the Inferno Casino on site. So I enter on the ground floor like I will enter on the ground floor just like a normal human person would, because that's the best way to see how they're treating the normal citizens who come in off the street. So I again hear the succubus's pun at the beginning.
Yeah, and specifically for you, there are 3 male twins who approach, each one with kind of this tan skinned, and some of them have blonde hair. One of them has like black hair, short. They're just wearing pants but torn, and they have these black angel wings on their back.
Like tattooed or like drawn or like they bought them and like
I mean they're pretty good. If you ever kind of check out on Etsy those like wings that kind of unfold and furl up, yeah, they're like those.
Okay, so they have now approached me. Okay, do they say anything to me?
Yeah, the first one kind of bows before you. The other 2 follow suit as he lifts a hand and says, "Lady, please welcome to the Inferno. How may we assist you?"
I don't take his hand. I look at him and I smile. I'm being personable, but I don't touch him. Because I guess I'm kind of a germaphobe.
Yeah, they get up, so it's not weird.
But I say I have a meeting with, and then whoever the guy is.
Michael.
I have a meeting with Michael. I'm here to see, just kind of get a general idea of the Inferno and its practices and sort of everything that goes on here for a normal consumer or customer of yours. So just kind of walk me through what you do here.
Of course. And they usher you towards like the main hall where the machines are on your left and right. Show you the various coin slots, and there's blackjack, there's poker. It's your typical kind of casino fare, but just like always has that nice inferno appeal to it. Even the cards kind of have like these devils and demons on them. There's a dance hall further down that he shows, though it's closed right now till tonight. And yeah, as you're walking through, you do notice these 2.
Okay.
Their characters.
And I know them.
So if you, I don't think Amaset knows them personally.
Okay.
But they do kind of have that walk of an angel, you know?
I mean, and obviously they stick out with their physical features.
Yeah.
We do look really weird.
The cowboy and the Maasai walk into a bar.
Right, exactly. All right, so
but otherwise they give you a nice tour of the floor. You know, it looks like a pretty nice and profitable venture.
Okay.
They have more people than would generally be around at this hour, and you can easily speculate that they have a great night in general.
Okay, they're very successful as far as getting people to come in. Okay.
Yeah, Satan is in right now. It's trending.
Yeah. They have a pretty good business model going.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess I will continue to so I'll tell them I'd like to get a feel of what it's like to sit at one of your tables. So I want to go sit. So I'll kind of approach the, let's see. I guess One-Eyed Jack, like I guess I'll approach him as I'll sit at the same table that he's at. I won't like directly interact with him yet, but I'll sit at his
Yeah, you can sit like across or something. I imagine these like in movies where it's like a big like half where that's blackjack, right? It's like a circle or a half circle, right? And there's like a bunch of spots. And there's like a dealer.
And it looks like you know Koibumba. Because he's in your memory.
Yeah.
So
Koibumba, do we have a goat with us? Did you actually buy me a goat?
I didn't have enough money. I only won $15. So I suppose we sit down. Are we playing like?
I want money to buy you a goat. I can get you that money.
It was a joke. I don't really want a goat. What would I do with a goat? Do
I don't know
goat yoga?
What you want,
That's in right now, though. Goat yoga. Have you seen that?
What is yoga? Some kind of drink?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it is a type of drink.
So it's made from goats then. Sounds a little tasty. I can give it a shot. Anyway, here, I'll buy you in. Regular ante as before.
So I'll just take my cards as well.
Yeah, I'll eye you because you probably have the tell of an angel too. And I'll say,
sure.
Hey, Boomba, looks like there's more angels in here than a Catholic church on Christmas.
Makes me very suspicious that something is amiss.
Well, you keep
an eye out. But I don't really believe in fate.
You don't think so?
Could be an accident.
You don't believe in fate, fortune, luck, whatever you want to call it?
No.
And like the man dealing you the cards has this very like, the Rock Johnson like eyebrow during the whole time as he's like slowly hands you the cards.
I see. Yes. Oh, what is it? We are the authors of our own fate. Or you're the authors of your own fate. The authors of your own fat.
Yeah, so it's about this time that a tall man with gray hair, he has this pleasant smile on his face, this pencil-thin mustache. He has glasses and a bow tie because bows are cool. He sits down at the table and kind of motions for the dealer to take a break. The twins, the three twins. The triplets. There you go. I know there's a thing. I keep using it wrong.
You got it. It's okay.
It's a twin plus one.
If there's 6 of them, it rolls back to being 3 pairs of twins.
They set down before you this black drink that's bubbling in front of you. And then they turn and leave.
Is this that new charcoal flush I have heard about?
I was about to ask you if this is that goat yoga you were talking about.
Could be goat yoga.
The individual who sitting next to you smiles and say, actually, it's a bit of grape juice, and then we put some ice on it that kind of makes a chemical reaction and a couple of other things that. Yeah, it's not alcoholic at all. I'm Michael, by the way. And
you look it.
Tip my hat, shake his hand.
Are you a magician?
No.
You look like a magician.
Okay.
If you didn't mean to look like a magician, perhaps you should shave that mustache.
I will take that under advisement. Thank you.
You should.
I am. I am here to meet this young lady here. Are you her business associates, or shall I also ask you to leave the table?
Yes.
I stand up and I say, you could call us associates. They came before me to kind of scope out how this place treats like the average Joe. Kind of report on your business practices. And I do reach my hand out because I do know the value that most human businessmen put on handshakes and face-to-face meetings. So I also stand and
he'll do this. Kind of get up.
Yeah.
And he'll shake your hand.
I'm Amy.
Good pleasure to meet you, Amy. Please, let's take a sit down. I've been on my legs all morning and all night.
Yes, I see that you are doing very steady business, especially for the newness and the area that you've chosen. You do have a lot of other casinos to compete with. What do you think is the reason behind your success when you have all this competition?
Well, I think people, humanity, it's very much into the mundane creature comforts that hotels and casino can offer up. And I think you really don't need much special treatment or lights or some of the what I call candies. Some of the other casino offers, these sweet little things that you quickly grow tired of. We have a motto here, and it's, keep it simple. And I believe we've done that with a nice little twist from Christian lore. And I think people, especially nowadays, are looking towards things to provide them comfort. And I believe this kind of gives a semblance of that comfort to some people.
Don't you think it's a bit old, outdated? I mean, does anybody even really believe anymore?
Well, I'm a little bit old, and I think I still do well. Sometimes the oldies are good to revisit every now and then.
I kind of look at all the employees and their succubus attire, their lack of shirt, their muscles, their obvious sex appeal, and I say, well, you've certainly done one thing this season in Las Vegas. One of the simple appeals of flesh.
Yes, I mean, this is a den of sin, not to be dramatic, but, the carnal pleasures of the flesh are something people like to indulge in every now and then. And why go to Las Vegas if you aren't going to indulge them as much as you can?
Are we getting a vibe off this dude?
Nothing like supernatural. Like he definitely gives off the appearance of a human. No other like weird vibe other than kind of the
just this weird dude with a
yeah.
pencil thin mustache.
Yeah,
who looks like a friggin' magician. Like, here, have some salt. Yeah.
Right.
But if you want, you can roll to kind of get a better sense of him. If you don't have a skill related, this would be a good time to try to make a skill via the memories.
Would one of you guys be so kind as to make up a story about you and I?
Well, if I already have a memory that is that gives me the skill socializing or speaking, is that helpful?
Not in this context. I believe Jesse's character is trying to get more of a sense of this man, kind of
sort of creature he is.
Yeah, empathy, insight, instead of just kind of socializing. So yeah, who wants to? I'm gonna see. We have 7 tokens. Who wants to take up Jesse's request?
I have an existing memory. I think the idea is to create new ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you can build off of old memories. Really, this is just a creative, fun thing that kind of helps establish your connections with him, as well as provide him a skill.
Right.
So
I mean, you already have a memory with him.
Yeah. I'll expand on this a little bit. So, Bumbo, you know that I've told you time and time again that poker games are an endurance test. You don't leave the table till the game is done. I'll never forgive you for pulling me away from that table back in Deadwood in 1876 in that game with Wild Bill Hickok. You know, I think if I had stayed, I would have won that game, and Wild Bill might have had a few more wild days in his life.
Of course you would have
Unfortunately,
won, but Bill's time was up.
You were talking about getting us out of Deadwood, getting us out of Dodge, and because we left, that old Jack McCall came and shot Wild Bill right in the back of the head, put an end to his legend. I don't know what you saw in Deadwood that time or what spooked you, but you decided we should get out right then and right there.
Excellent. All right, Jesse. So from that story, what skill can you grab from that might be helpful in this situation or in another?
Are there like auras or something?
No auras.
You said empathy could be one, or
it's basically anything you can think of that would kind of help you
see otherworldly connection.
Insight, I think, would be your best one. So maybe you didn't have. He's saying you didn't have the insight to know, like, to stay a little bit longer and not to jump the gun then, and maybe you've gained that insight since then, or something like that.
Or I saw the insight of something nasty coming that would have ended us all.
Right. Or maybe he doesn't know that.
Right, because I never told him.
Right.
Yeah. Never very, like, forthright with One-Eyed Jack, because he's going to always use it against you later.
Okay.
All right, so we can have that as within the framework of trying to figure out if it would be better for knowing or the social. We'll go with kind of knowing, kind of the ability to judge people based on their human tics and stuff like that. All right, so you now have the skill, so you can write that down on your sheet or as a note. And generally, it kind of goes with the name of the angel who gave you that memory from. So it would be Scott's, as well as the skill.
So now we have 6 memory tokens?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
What was it called again? What did we call it?
Knowing insight.
Insight.
Yeah.
Okay. So I roll by you drawing a card or two? 2 cards.
Yep. 2 cards, because this is a skill that you now have, so you have a blessing. So you draw first the 7 of cups.
Okay.
Second is the Empress.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
I try to impress.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So out of that, the Empress is a major arcana, which puts it as a count of 10 and thus a grudging success.
Grudging.
Yeah. So you win, but it's like a yes, but. So as you're looking at this individual and trying to get a feel of what his goals are, is he nervous? Is he weird? You get a feeling that he's the perfect host. It's obvious he's done this for a very long time. He knows the in and outs, and this is probably just, he's used to this situation right here.
With angels?
with humans, he doesn't know. Or does he? Who knows? But he's, I don't know, despite kind of like your intuition telling you that something's off. He very much gives the appearance of being a very mundane, if not interesting, hotel manager.
But he got his hotel management skills from a supernatural source.
No. From what you can tell, it doesn't look like he has kind of when he talks about kind of like the carnal pleasures, and if you guys have been like, as you guys are just chatting and stuff like that during this time and talking about probably Satan, Lucifer, and kind of like the general themes of this place, he says it in the way that a person believes in or talks about Santa Claus. You know, he's going to tell it to you as truthfully as he can, because it's all part of the experience here. And to him, you are consumers, just in a very kind of different way. But it's obvious he doesn't like believe as you guys do.
Confused.
What are the rest of you two doing?
I don't know. I still don't feel like I have enough information to really know, like, to do much. But we'll see if I regret bringing these to him. I also kind of regret lying, but whatever. So I guess I will say, well, Michael, you know my role as a consumer advocate and a business consultant, and I have offered my services. If there's anything with your business that you'd like to discuss, or some improvements that you'd like to make, we can talk about it, and maybe we can see where we want to go.
We also test security too.
Security is handled by Roscoe, and he points to this this man further along. It's just if you ever saw Spider-Verse, the big guy. Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna lose my nerd cred just by not knowing his name.
You said into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, the Spider-Man, the new movie.
Okay, the big guy?
Yeah, he has this like large, he's this huge man with a nice suit. He doesn't have a neck, so it's very much like.
Are you talking about Kingpin?
Yeah, Kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, so he doesn't really have a neck. It's kind of a part of him, but he looks, he looks like a force to be reckoned with, and kind of stares over the crowds with this scrutiny that definitely confirms that he is head of security. He has like an earpiece in with a wire going down to his belt. He's not carrying a gun, but maybe he doesn't need one.
Wait, his hand comes off. I asked him if he would. I go and up to him, and we're having a meeting with Michael over there, and he told me that you were the head of security here. Have you had a third party come in and test your security?
And I did this for the previous game that I ran, so I'm gonna try it again. We'll see if my throat can handle it. Why, yes.
Excellent.
And he kind of looks, because you guys are probably about the same height. He just
I have a neck and he doesn't.
Yeah, you have a little bit just because you have a neck. And he's kind of
neither of us are used to looking straight at people.
So. I like how he is a man of few words, mostly because Mitchell doesn't want to destroy us.
Anything I can help you with?
Are you satisfied with that service?
We've had no issues.
Okay. I go back over and went.
Oh, Coy, I'm a little surprised you didn't try to recruit him. That man can lift awful mighty lot of weights, don't you think? I bet you can make him
Neck is
into
too
a
short.
What's neck got to do with it? The way I see it, it's one less thing to risk.
He's past his prime.
Never aimed at you as a picky sword.
Of course I'm picky. They have to be young, and upwards they go. He's old.
You know, I'm wondering if you two truly select on athletic ability, not something else.
Well, if he were younger, we could make him a world-class weightlifter.
You see Michael get up and look to Amy and says, well, miss, please continue to speak to me via email. And if you'll excuse me, I have much to prepare with the boss. And he slowly makes his way, as you guys watch, to the back of the casino, where there are two security guards guarding this hellish-looking elevator. It has, the black iron on it, and it's one of those kind of old-school ones where you have to pull back the little metal bracket things. And he enters. They close it, and then watches it goes up.
I turn to my compatriots and go, the symbolism is a bit distracting, but I don't think anything weird is going on here. There doesn't seem to be any sort of demonic activity. Except for maybe the triplets. And that's an entirely different type.
I'll turn to Mensa and I'll say, what's your interest in these mortals here? You think they're up to something?
Almost certainly.
Really? Do you think it has anything to do with the war?
That I can't say. I don't feel like I have enough information to speak about that, but I find it very odd that with 3 angels in the area, no one knew about this casino or this hotel, and it magically popped up as probably the most successful casino hotel in the area.
So you first heard about it today also.
Right.
Looks like it's been here a while.
It looks that way, but who knows? There's a lot of things that look like something and are something else entirely.
You know, there's an old saying back where I come from, the best way to test a bridge is to jump on it. Now, I've been to a lot of casinos, and I know that these mortals get a little
from the
upset.
same place. I've never heard that.
We traveled in different crowds, I would guess. But, these mortals get a little antsy if somebody starts winning a little too much money in their casinos. And if you keep going, they might get a little rough with you. You want to jump on this bridge, and maybe I could get in some of these little back rooms and see what goes on back there. What do you say? Oh, and don't worry, I don't cheat. I just never lose.
Yeah, and I don't steal.
I'm not so sure that jumping on a bridge is the safest thing, but I don't see how we have any other options. I want to know where that elevator goes. I want to know what's behind those closed doors.
Well, we can certainly deal with that. Just wait till a crowd comes in. I can get you back there. I think. I mean, the worst thing that happens, we get caught. What are they going to do to us?
Exactly.
I mean, but we don't know. We don't know what's back there. Maybe it is something they can do.
Maybe. Well, I mean, if they're just humans, then no.
But who knows? Do you think just humans could have made this come up this quickly with none of us knowing about it until now?
I don't know. I'm pretty oblivious.
but I'm not.
And honestly, Jack, he hardly pulls his head out of his own hiney long enough to, drink himself into oblivion. So
Hey, I'm doing good work in those casinos. Just because they don't have windows. Every now and then I lose track of time and say I'll be gone for a day and it's been 3 years. It happens, all right?
yeah, I mean it at your age, yeah.
How long have you been on the earth?
Since sometime around the first evidence of artistic expression.
Oh my God. I'm from the 19th century, so I'm like way, I don't know, in Earth time younger than you, I guess.
Yeah. And she's only been here since like late Bronze Age.
I don't think it's the time on Earth that matters. I think it's the experience.
Yeah, certainly. So, okay, we'll just hang out here. We'll sip. I want a Mai Tai.
Okay.
Let me get you a Mai Tai. I won some money at the slot machines. Let me get you a Mai Tai. We go
Okay.
up to the bar, and I assume Mr. Jack is going to go try to find the early shower uppers to win money. Or do you just play poker, or do you do all of it? Because I mean, blackjack, you're never going to win.
Poker, occasionally he'll dabble in blackjack, but poker is like.
Yeah, you never win at blackjack. I mean, it's not luck; it's mathematics. But I mean, roulette. I mean, I could see. No, it's too girly for you, isn't it? I like roulette. It's fun.
So now that my companions have stopped talking and walked away from the table, I am eager to get back to finally playing some more poker in this new place.
Yeah, and the gentleman with the raised eyebrow, this very type of look.
It's got to be a demon.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you got to really lift it up.
Yeah.
All right.
He comes back and starts dealing out cards as people like quickly, as if they were waiting for you guys to step off, come to the poker table, and he starts putting out the cards.
I want to try to win a suspiciously large amount of money.
Ooh, that hurts my eyebrow.
I pick her brain, find out what she does.
Be careful, because they'll kick you out. Or most casinos will if you win a suspicious amount of money.
I'd like to see them try.
But maybe this will, and that'll be another clue. Maybe they don't care about how much money they lose, so go for it.
Like the way you think.
I mean, that would be something. That would mean, who makes a casino not for the money? So that would mean they have some other end goal. So I'll leave you to it. I'm going to see if I can't use some of my business contacts to see if they are familiar with anyone who is an investor or on the board of this particular property.
All right. So let's first start with Scott. Do you have a...
I have gambling enduring.
There we go. Yeah.
Can I also spend a memory token?
You can. What would you use it for?
I can get additional cards, right? Or does gambling enduring like cover that?
You don't want to kind of have memories of like the same skills, because you kind of want to diversify. Because part of the skills does it kind of helps you know a little bit more about your character and how he relates to everyone.
Yeah. All right, so I won't spend one then. I'll just use the skill by itself.
All right. So, because this is enduring, you're going to spend a good amount of time, and we'll say by like the end of it, it'll be pretty much the prime time of casino hour, which is, I don't know, like 11 p.m., 12 a.m.
I don't know.
7.
Long montage of playing.
Yeah. All right. So your first one is the Fool.
Excellent.
Is that good?
Perfect.
Always.
Might be appropriate.
And your second one is the Seven of Wands. So out of the two, the Fool is a major arcana, so it counts as a 10, so a grudging success. Your minor would also be a grudging success.
Because he's staves, right? That's his aspect.
Staves is mine, so it's not wands.
Yeah. Well, no,
wands
wands
are
are
the same.
staves. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so suit of staves is my aspect. Is that good? Is that
yeah. So it depends. So your aspect is what again?
I just have written down active enduring suit of staves.
Oh, then it is. Yeah. So whenever
Both
you're
of the things
doing,
doing.
yeah. So whatever because your aspect tells you kind of like generally what you're good at. Whenever what you're doing corresponds with that aspect, and you pull your suit. So like in this case, the staves, you get a full success.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Good job.
Yay! I want a suspicious amount of money. Cuts to me with just stacks and stacks of chips.
I wish I could just say I want to win a suspicious amount of money and then do it immediately after.
I know. I want to like just go to a casino with my tarot deck and be like, according to this, I win a lot of money.
I win a lot of money.
So let's do this. All right. So we'll pause right there, and I'll tell you what happens after I deal with these two. So
yeah, that'll take a while, I imagine.
Yeah. So first, Nerdy, what is your character gonna do?
So I will. Let's see. So when it says one of my aspects is the act of moving, what sort of things is that, like physical movement? Or...
Yeah, so it goes into kind of like running, speed, moving silently, acrobatics,
okay.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
So I guess I will try my hand at both convincing my way and also sneaking with my active moving my way into the more VIP sections.
All right.
I could help with you with the moving into breaking and entering is my first thing.
So maybe we have a memory together where if you want to use one of your memories, you can help me. Like maybe at a point in time where...
If you can sneak, I can break. I think we can do this without spending a token.
Yeah, so let me just describe kind of like the VIP area. So kind of close to where the hellish elevator is, off to the right of it, you see this kind of raised platform that almost looks like kind of a mockery of heaven. It has these like white puffy clouds and like these angelic beings with statues and stuff like that. But it all very much looks like a mockery of it. There are a spiral staircase that leads up to it, and there are two of these, dressed uniformed guards standing in front of it. There are a couple people up there. There's a bar that you guys can see, and a lot of kind of like now, especially, it will say kind of you guys. This would be during the prime hours when you would see all this. These very nicely dressed people, lots of
snuck
money.
Back there before everybody got here, and then no one would have fucking questioned us.
I mean,
well, the guards are still there in the morning.
The more people that there are, the more people there are to like hide you.
Yeah. So it really depends on how you want, but you guys would know that it generally would get busier later, and
we move in with the crowd. I stand slightly behind her at the proper distance a bodyguard would with a famous person.
All right. So
who wouldn't believe that?
Exactly. Amy, how do you approach as you guys are waiting in line and you finally come up to these two well-dressed, one a man, one a woman, each with these, sunglasses, watching you guys from behind them, and it's very like, kind of look as they're looking through a list.
So they, they're looking at a list. That's how they're letting people in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what do you say your name is?
So I'm going to.
J.K. Rowling.
So did Cassie email me back or text me back with any of the information?
Oh, hold on. So 10 Star Games. I don't know if you guys saw, but he was in the chat for a while, but now he's gonna go. Let's everyone give him a bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming up.
I'm glad you got to see your game being run. It's really
I
awesome.
know, right?
Love it.
It's kind of like, yes. All right, so your individual who was kind of looking into the background of this more, your assistant tells you through the phone. So I heard some of the rumors concerning the reclusive owner, a one A.V. Rice. He lives in the penthouse suite and rarely, if ever, comes down to interact. It's kind of a shut-in, which is strange. There's some weird talk about Mr. Rice. They say he's salacious, that he hosts satanic masses, that he has an autographed copy of Aleister Crowley's The Book of the Law and an original John Dee tome in his collection.
That. I have one of
I've even heard, and these are kind of like in the back forums and stuff like that, that the casino's construction and layout forms a symbol of occult and infernal power. But this all could just be viral marketing. I mean, you know how it is. Something like this, the more occult stuff associated with it, the more people are willing to go. But yeah, it's very strange.
And that's AVI, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, that didn't really give me any females that I could claim to be, but I'm glad that I have that information.
I'm sorry. I can see if someone might be on the guest list or frequents there.
That would be amazing.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Cassie, you're a lifesaver as always.
I try. All right. All right, so there is a Cynthia. Yes, just a Cynthia Hamilton who frequents this area. A young woman, by all accounts, attends the local college, and that's really all it says on her information, but comes from good money.
Okay, nice. All right, I will make that attempt. Thank you very much, Cassie. Let me know if you get any more information, especially anything that might explain how they exploded on the spot so rapidly.
Do you know any demons that are specifically about craving?
Like craving what?
I don't know. Avi Rice, I crave.
Right.
Oh.
So the demon of avarice is mammon.
There we go. So maybe Avi Rice is Mammon, and we have to stop this.
The demon of avarice, personified as the demon of wealth and greed.
And Mammon was, there was
Man-
something.
is where we get the English term money.
There was something earlier about that. He read something earlier. Was it on the sheet or something about mammon?
Yeah. So let me.
The little handouts they were giving out.
So actually, it was Amy who discovered via kind of her corporate investigation that Memom Entertainment Group is owned by Avi Rice, which owns this. This is their pretty much their only major asset.
Yeah.
Clever. Why do demons always think they're clever by rearranging funny things into their human names? You'd think that we couldn't figure it. I mean, they know we could figure this out by now.
Get better, first of all. But yeah, so I think we should probably work our way to having a direct talk with this Mammon. I mean, Avi Rice.
I don't know. Could the three of us take him on?
I mean, taking him on is one thing, but figuring out at least figuring out what his plan is another. And I think that we need to determine if he has any relics at his disposal or any items of power, because fighting him without those is one thing. Fighting him with those is something incredibly different.
Who would know something like that?
It would have to be somebody who knows who he is. Like,
so you guys could use a memory concerning this very demon, or like demonic lore or something like that.
Ooh, yes. Do you want this skill? Because I can make something up about you and I.
Sure.
Yeah, so you can spend memory chips to recall information about him, and then you would take a simple test to figure out what exactly you can gain.
Okay.
Or demonology in general, would that be better?
Like,
or
knowing demon lore?
Yeah, like demon lore is a skill you can take.
Which do you think would be more useful?
They both work. Yeah.
Demon lore, probably.
Okay. So, well, back in the early days, around when
hold on. Who is asking for the memory?
Is.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
going.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, we ran into each other back in Egypt when she was all like Amenhotepin, and when they built that city out in the middle of nowhere, is it Akhenaten? Whatever. Yeah. Yep. And so there was some issues with some demons that were trying to like invade Egypt at the time, and she ran across this book that, well, it was more of like a set of scrolls that were like even more ancient than like some civilization that nobody even knows about anymore. It's so old. Had written all this stuff down, and she studied those scrolls while I was keeping everything together, like with the fighting off the demon spawned hordes that were winding across the desert trying to slay everybody in Egypt.
All right, so Amy just approached the two VIP guards, and is going to try to make her way past with her bodyguard.
Yes, because we are trying to. No, well, where we left off last is.
It was a big connection.
Yes.
Lines were drawn.
Is we made the connection between the owner of the casino, who may be Mammon, the demon of avarice. So
you never know.
I have a memory with one of the other angels, who is.
Yeah, that was our last one. Was you gaining was it demon lore, right?
Yeah.
Right,
All right.
To find out more information. And also we found out that there is a college-age woman who is often on the VIP list.
Mm-hmm. All right. So first, let's do that roll to see how much you remember concerning Memo. Memo. So your first one is an 8 of cups. Bum bum bum.
All right.
And your second one, because you have a skill in this, is the 9 of wands. And as most people know, 9 is greater than 8. So for that, 7 to 10, the test is a grudging success. You have succeeded, but you either didn't get everything you wanted to, or I can hold that and use it against you. And
yeah. Okay.
All right. So Memon is an ancient and powerful demon who has attained almost mythical status. It's said he is greed personified. He is believed to be behind the invention of money itself, as well as the myths such as El Dorado. He lures mortals into promises of great fortune.
I've always wondered, what does he get out of it?
He gets to open up fancy stuff.
I mean, I think if he controls the wealth, I mean, whoever controls the wealth controls the world, really. Like, money talks, of course. And if you make the most money, you have the most influence, especially in this day and age. So he probably has a whole lot of influence.
So, next question, what are we going to do about it?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's much we can, like, I don't want to say there's not much we can do about it. I feel like there's only one thing we can do about it, and that's
break the bank.
Yeah, is go at him directly, because
directly? I mean, like stabby?
Well, I think that depends. I think there's a lot more information, or at least some more information.
Why don't we break into his vaults and steal all his money?
Well, now in this day and age, a lot of money is not just in vaults. You know, it's in offshore accounts, it's in stocks, it's in a lot of things that aren't readily accessible. I'm not sure.
You should be able to take that too.
Take their goats.
We'll steal their passwords.
I think we need to figure out what sort of powers this demon is playing with and take them away from him.
Well, so, yeah.
Demon with no power is not much of a demon at all. So I think we need to figure out what kind of toys this guy is playing with besides money. What's he using to get all this money?
Yeah.
So it says you guys are approaching the two guards in order to kind of get up to the VIP. That one of them kind of pops on, listening to something. Then he turns to his associate and says, "We have a problem at one of the poker tables. I'm gonna go real quick, but I'll be back. Hopefully, it doesn't take too long." And starts walking away. And then the other guard looks at you with a shake of her head. Name?
Yes, it is. And I totally forgot the name that you told me earlier.
Cynthia.
Cynthia, what did you say?
Hamilton.
Hamilton. I was going to say Thompson. I'm done. Cynthia Hamilton.
She just stares at you. Nice to see you. Come on in. Opens up the little thing. And as you guys start to see several security guards starting to kind of move towards this poker table where there's all these people kind of staring at your friend and this, yeah, get him. And there's cheers and someone spilling their drink and
Oh my gosh.
So
Could be a problem.
now, question: should we help him?
I think I got it, guys.
I mean, honestly, this might be a positive thing for us. Not only is he distracting them, but he's toying with the one thing that Mammon loves most. So maybe he'll have more success getting a rise out of him than we will with our info lurking. But I think for now he's doing a good thing. I think what we need to do is watch, look, listen, and try to be sneaky and underhanded here.
While she's doing her socializing thing and stuff, I want to be looking at like employee entrances and exits, and if they take like extra cash from like one of the tables and move it to the back, which doors do they go through? Scoping the joint.
All right, cool. Yeah, you're looking around. I mean, you definitely see a lot of security cameras, and as you see them, they're kind of, some of them are moving towards One-Eyed Jack. In terms of movement, there looks like there's a kitchen behind the bar that opens up every now and then. You kind of see the smoke and the sounds of kitchen busyness. And then in terms of the money, there's an area that almost looks like a prison with like, the little opening slot where people are cashing in and out. And there's a door next to it. And you see people kind of move in every now and then with money as well as coins. And then they go behind a safe, a more guarded door, not by personnel, but by a key card as well as a thicker door. But it looks like most of the places here are opened up, except for the kitchen via key card. And you see lots of the people have different types of key cards, with the security guards kind of having what looks like a more elegant version of them. But we'll pop over to One-Eyed Jack just in time as a large, beefy finger or hand is placed upon his shoulder. And behind you, you see a guy you've seen before. At least one of you has, Rusco.
See the the very large man.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, sir.
Boy, you fellas aren't going to be open for very long if you keep betting with these odds. Raise me by 100. What can I do for you?
We got means to assume you might be cheating, so if you'll please come with me.
Oh, no, I don't leave a table until the game's over. You see, gambling is an endurance competition, and I was telling my friend Koei Bumba over here about this time he pulled me away from a game in which he shouldn't have. I was about to win that thing, and from that day forward, I said, gambling is an endurance. You stay until you win. You stay until the game is over. Sir, this game's not yet over.
Sir, this game is over. And he kind of like motions to the guy who's like, and he starts packing up his
guy.
Yeah, he packs up his the cards and just steps away from the table. A couple of the people are kind of moving back as the energy has definitely electrified as you see this large man behind you, and there's like 4 security guards around the table as well. You have one guy in the back going like, "Woo, you get him!" That's about it.
Now, dealer, you still owe me another card. I've only got 4 over here, and I'm 1 away from a flush. Now you deal me back in.
And you see him just kind of like close the door.
Is this the part where I get beat up?
Well, sir, I believe your game is over. Why don't you take your winnings and we'll head on out.
I'm going to try to loudly resist.
All right. What do you say as this large man? He kind of like lifts you up. He's pretty strong. And I don't know how much you're resisting, like, bam, or you're just like, no.
Yeah, I'll just be like, cheater, I'm no cheater. No, sir, not since the old days back in 21 when I saw a man get half his head blown off for having aces up his sleeve. No, I'm no cheater. This place is toxic to winners, I tell you. These other casinos, you tell Jenna Horowitz over there that professional poker players are not welcome here.
And he, as he's moving out, he pulls out an Everclear bottle that's like halfway done. He points at you. He's been drinking a little too much, people. Don't worry, we'll take care of it. And he kind of like he carefully. He's very respectful of you, as much as a security man trying to kick you out via physical force can be. So he kind of gently just lifts you up. Please.
As he's like lifting me, I want to like put my boot on the table and just like kick over a huge stack of poker chips like into the crowd and try to like push him back.
All right. So let's make this a test.
All right.
Do you have a memory, or do you want to use up a memory? Or
Huh.
just go as is. You can always, even without a skill, you draw one card. So
I think I want to have a memory with. I think Amenset was able to pull some strings and got me into a game of poker with Al Capone, and it didn't.
Hold on. When you ask for a memory,
right.
Yeah, you say I want a memory.
I want a memory with someone.
Yeah, and you can say the skill you want to kind of help them.
What are other skills?
So you always want to do something that will help you not only in this situation, but like in future situation, kind of helps define your character.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like it could be under moving, like
acrobatics,
distraction.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like distraction, something like the ability to rile people up.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Brawl,
like that.
Barroom brawl,
right, like something like insight,
ballroom blitz. Did you say something?
Something like not insight, but insight, as in to like incite a riot.
Insight. Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I think our face might be better suited for this one.
But he's got So that would probably you can put that in moving. I like it in moving. But yeah, all right. So he wants incite, kind of a ballroom blitz. Who wants to give him a memory?
So I'll give him a memory. So I have never been one to fight myself, but what I have done is be the right-hand advisor, manager of most famous people, even the infamous. So basically, like he was saying, Al Capone and gangsters being one of those people who I worked with, in kind of a saloon bar type area, much like this one, I taught Al Capone how to play on the emotions and not just the physical aspect of others. And in turn, he learned to as well.
So you remember the memory has to have something to do with One-Eyed Jack. So where does One-Eyed Jack fall in that memory?
So he was there. So he heard or saw me coaching some other characters, some not so nice characters, on how to use words and small actions like a kind of like a pebble in a pond having a ripple effect, that little things that you can do can have big reactions. And sometimes you need to use those reactions to get out of a situation or scenario.
Maybe you taught Al Capone so well that he beat me in poker.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So
and I'll never forgive you for it.
Oopsies. So yeah. He kind of got you, and he kind of got you emotional in talking about yourself and like sleight of hand stuff. He didn't beat you without cheating, but you couldn't prove it because of how well how well spoken he was and how everyone was enamored with him and could not think that he would do that. And the simple ways that he could play on people's emotions, and you learn that sometimes it's more than just how good you are at cards.
Oh, that's cool. It's playing off the crowd too. I like it.
All right, so one-eyed Jack. Let's draw this. See how well you do. All right, so you have the 10 of Cups. And the 2 of Wands.
Oh, that's a stave, right?
Yes.
It is.
But I'm not enduring. Does that make a difference?
No, yeah, you don't get the full success unless it's part of your aspect. And this, I believe, we put into moving or speaking. Which do you think it should be in?
I think I like moving.
All right, cool. So we'll put that under moving. So your best one was the 10 of Cups, which is a grudging success. You win for the most part. But of course, I get to throw in a little something there. So how does this look like?
Yeah, so I kick these poker chips into the crowd, which of course like immediately scrambles for like all over each other to get them, right? Because they're all worth like tons of money. Yeah, so just like this crowd that was previously cheering me on is now turned into like this mass of avarice people.
Perfect. So in that moment, the large man is like, no, and he kind of moves over, letting you go. But as you're kind of like, you're free, you feel someone right behind you. Mm-hmm. You turn around, and it is one of the triplets smiling at you. Mm-hmm. Please wait here till Roscoe is done.
Done doing what?
Dealing with that mess.
During this ruckus, I see if I can't grab somebody like.
Yeah, what I was gonna say
badge.
I would motion for him to go kind of be One-Eyed Jack's bodyguard now, and of course the first thing they do when a sort of brawl or stampede crowd issue takes place is they kind of usher all the VIPs away to a special area. So I'm gonna, do that, like be ushered in, like we're all scared.
It's pretty contained in that little area. This is a pretty big place. The VIPs are a good distance away. So the VIPs they're all kind of like looking out from the balcony, and like there are some bets being placed out of who's gonna get the most money, and look at all those poor people jumping around on coins.
How embarrassing.
So I'm gonna definitely be listening and looking and watching, and I'll motion to him to Coy that it's okay to like leave me if he needs to, and I'll see if there's not something that I can see, maybe that I can sleight of hand away, or something that I can overhear while everything's going on. Excuse me.
All right. And Jesse, what is your character doing?
Like, I want to get the highest ranking looking guard's badge. Like, if I could get no necks, I want no necks.
All right, so you're heading to the scuffle, and do you have a skill for this?
Stealing no necks?
His name's Roscoe.
That's
no neck to you.
Good name for no neck. Well, I have breaking and entering, but that's not real. This is pre-breaking and entering. So I guess maybe if anybody would like to make up a story about me pickpocketing or something.
All right, he's asking for a memory. Who will answer the call?
I probably won't know anything about that because I'm not usually.
Also, from now on, when you answer the call, you have to say, "I'll be your Huckleberry."
I'll be your Huckleberry. You ain't no Huckleberry tall.
See, what reason would Coy have to steal? Is Coy an avarice person? Do you steal for the thrill? You're interested in recruiting people.
Well, yeah. His description is the thief, and he does have like these one of his memories is breaking and entering. You and the professor always fight about the best way to guide humans in the war. You may occasionally have broken into her office to steal files on her most promising students, so you can poach them away from her. If she knows, she can't prove it.
All right, I like this. So you had a young upstart kid in the streets of New York that you thought to be a prodigious baseball player in the 1920s, and so we waited around in Times Square to find a Mark, one of these rich businessmen. And I would distract him. I would do the thing where you run into him or whatever, so that you could lift his wallet, steal that money to give to that kid to get him into school, so he could become an athlete.
Perfect.
Ooh, I like. This is awesome because I got to see Val Kilmer the other day. I know this is totally unrelated, but it's important to me because of the Huckleberry.
Is this moving?
Sounds like moving.
Yeah, it feels like moving. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give it a shot.
All right. We have Justice.
All right.
And the Queen of Wands.
Oh.
All right.
All right. So the Justice is a major arcana. So it's not your signifier, correct?
No.
All right. So it would be a grudging success, while a Queen of Wands is a court card. It is a full success. I think you want the full success.
Yep. So yeah, as he's like, I suppose when he kicks those chips off and he's being held by Roscoe, I like tweak and head straight back.
All right, excellent.
To where she was and go follow me.
All right, it looks like Amy and a friend are heading towards the elevator. One-Eyed Jack, what are you gonna do?
So there's like a riot kind of breaking out. I'm standing there with like one of the triplets who's kind of watching over me. So I'll take my hat off and I'll gingerly set it on the table. And I'll go through the crowd to find somebody who has just like a handful of chips, and I'll say, "Those are my chips," and just deck them in the face.
Always wanted to do that.
What tabletop RPGs aren't for what you want to always do in real life, but can't
I like how you
consequence?
Like you know you're getting serious, and you take the hat off.
So what do you say when you deck this individual?
Yeah, I say those are my chips.
Hell yeah!
Perfect excuse.
You smash him in the face, and this person who did not see this coming kind of rolls over and yeah, looks at you like, but why? As he picks up a chair, and you see more security guards are coming out.
Yeah.
And what was once kind of like a small little thing, now like people are angry. Someone shouts, "But I have student debt." It goes all crazy. Yeah, all cards are drawn. Like this is.
But I have student debt.
Yeah, it's going down.
Awesome.
All right, and what else are you doing when I
don't know. I mean, do I still want to try to get arrested, or like? I think the distraction is pretty distracting at this point.
Yeah, you do see Amy and Coy kind of moving towards the elevator.
Yeah, I think I want to just continue to distract them and try to get myself detained.
All
They
right.
have like a room for that or something.
They might.
Yeah. So I just want to paint myself as a violent nuisance that needs to be contained.
Oh man. Yeah, Incoherent Dream. Hope you had a lot of fun, and we'll see you later.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So
spiral into crazy town.
yeah. And it is like if I could legally have Ballroom Blitz being played, it would definitely. So everyone would have to just use your imaginations as you see, or the what's the music they played during that spy movie, the first one, Kingsman 1, while they're in the church. That song.
I'll imagine it. Turn your head radios to this station.
Yes. All right. So Amy and Coy, you guys are headed towards the elevator. The two guards are still there. What do you do?
So is this our way into Mammon? Or is that what we think, at least?
You have
the boss needs you, man.
And they kind of look at you. The boss is upstairs.
No, the security guard guy, Roscoe, with the no neck thing.
Well, at least the boss is upstairs now.
They like look over and you see like Roscoe like holding two people and going, all right, we're gonna throw you down here. Just like calmly decking people left and right.
I say, oh, what the hell? Whack! I don't know if athletics is going to help me in any way. Boxing, maybe?
Ooh, yeah, boxing. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, so I'll draw two cards for you as you... So one is the Two of Swords. That does not bode well for you.
No.
And the other is the Three of Cups.
Hey, 3 is more than 2.
Yeah, you did better.
It is. Sadly, it is still a failure. So you reach out, you punch, and sadly, this person gets really lucky, and you know it too. He's probably just on edge because of what's going on. He ducks right out of the way as you smash the kind of control mechanism for the elevator right behind his head, and it kind of
as high as I am. Because I was punching down.
You gotta go low, yeah.
If you just punch straight, you're just gonna like punch the wall. And he's like, why? So, and he looks at you and is like, sir,
headbutt him.
All right.
Pick him up and headbutt him.
So this would be a perfect time to do a complex test with all three of you guys being a part of it. So you might need a pencil or something, but I'll have the cards out. So for those watching, a complex test such as this, and it's an option. You can always just use simple tests, but I like to use a complex test system because it's basically a game of blackjack, aka 21. I will be drawing cards for everyone one by one. If you have a skill that's associated with it, you'll get an extra card. Yeah, basically you're trying to hit, you're trying to be as high as possible without busting 21. So one by one.
WWE. It's athletics, right?
Mm-hmm. Knight of Wands will go to Jesse. So you have a Knight of Wands.
Are those worth 10?
Yeah, so Knight of Wands, let me get the So Knight of Wands is a court. That counts as 10. So Jesse, you now have 10. Scott, you have the 9 of Pentacles.
So 9.
Mm-hmm. And Nerdy, you have the 3 of Swords.
Okay.
I get to show off my first card, and I have the Empress.
Is that also 10?
Major Arcana can either count as 10 or the number on them.
Wow.
So I can either be 3 or 10. All right, second round. Jesse, you have the 10 of Wands, bringing you up to a 19. Scott, you have the 4 of Cups.
So I'm at 13.
Mm-hmm. Nerdy, you get the Moon.
Okay.
Let me see if there's anything special with this.
The moon.
There is none, but it is counts as 18.
Nice.
So by my calculations,
wait, so you have 21, right?
Yeah, you have 21. So we are at 21. Whenever you reach 21, that is the end of it. So, what's everyone's total? So obviously, Nerdy Nursey wins with the 21. But how about everyone else?
I got a 13 so far.
I think I should have 20. You said 19, but it should have been
do I?
a knight and a...
Yeah, it was 10 and 10.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right. So everyone wins that because I only got a 10 or a 3.
Yes.
And so basically your degrees of success dictate like how well you do. You guys all with Nerdy Nursey having the greatest degree of success because she had 21 and 2 cards. You guys beat the dealer with 2 cards. So yeah. Why don't you guys describe what happens? The ball is in your court.
Nursey?
Yep, starting with Nursey.
Okay. So my thing is I don't really know what all of our goals are, what our main goal is.
So you could have helped him in his endeavor. You could have, because you were the winner, so you get to kind of be the main narrator in this fiction. So you could say you kind of placed a hand on Koi's shoulder and gave a look that made them just dash out of the way because they don't. It's either you or him, and they don't want to deal with him.
Right.
But yeah, it's all up to you. You are the narrative controller right now.
Okay. So what we'll do is basically I will confront them and just be like, tell them that the casino behind me is going to hell, and I am a very important person in this town, in this area, and Ivy would be extremely upset if anything were to happen to me, and if you let something happen because you weren't willing to help someone else out, because you want to talk to you want to have words with my bodyguard over here. He's here to protect me. You guys are here to protect the casino, which you're not doing a great job of right now, considering the chaos that's currently occurring. So if I were you, I would get moving. Like, I would go help.
All right. So they, of course, seeing this, they're they're like, okay, all right, and they look at each other. I think it's our lunch break. It's our lunch break. It's our lunch break. Yeah, it's 8 p.m. That sounds about lunch break. Yep, it's lunch break, and they just kind of like they shuffle out in towards the lunch room.
Did I break the lock?
You did not. The mechanisms are kind of like a little sprawled out and broken, but you can still click the button for the little ding. Of course, you have to swipe the card to get it to activate, but it does. One-Eye Jack, where does your narrative fall? How do you control it? What does it look like?
Yeah, so I guess all these other security guards come and just like grab me, and I'm just like thrashing about. They're taking my chips. Give me the chips back, and like just kicking at everything I can. And they just like take me, and I guess Roscoe in particular, just like hauls me away into some back room past the like security area and out of the main part, and just like lock me away and probably beat me up some more. But yes, my goal is to both get into the like inner sanctum area, even if I'm behind several locked doors, and also to distract as many guards as I can.
Excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent.
Oh, and they take all my chips too.
Aw.
The student debt, no.
Well, maybe the student debt guy got some.
Yeah, he's running out. I can pay half my tuition. Oh, I have dreams. So we'll hold off there as you guys get into this little dingy elevator and start to move up. You have that sweet saxophone in the background.
We should have taken the stairs.
The door opens up and you are in this this room. It's this corridor without any windows. There are several lights on the top that somewhat gives some light, but there's dark shadows. Off on the corner, you see another iron gate. This one not to an elevator, but to wooden doors. They look pretty old and have nice little etchings carved into it. And in front of it are two guards. Each of them eye you with a curious nature. And for some reason, you see One-Eyed Jack being tossed into this room. And then the door closes behind him from the another part of the hallway.
Do you think he needs help now?
Yeah, so now what do we do?
Do you think he needs help now?
I think he needed help like 10 minutes ago.
I got it, guys. It's going well.
Everything's fine.
I see. So, all right, we just look. So, if we go in here, like you said, if we just steal the physical money, first of all, it's bulky and hard to carry, and the two of us wouldn't be able to get out with enough to like make a difference. So, are we going in there to use computers to try to figure out where the funds are coming from, what they're doing, and what this whole thing is about? Or are we just going in there to crash all the accounts and run out screaming? Those are my two options that I thought of. If you can think of something worth that's better, I'm definitely up for it.
And you guys have these two guards in tuxedos on the other side of the room just looking at you.
Well, I mean, I think
I wave.
I think our first
Put the badge on.
because we need
Make
to
sure it's flipped around the other way.
We need to get face to face with excuse me, Mammon or Ivy or whatever he's calling himself now.
Daring, aren't you?
I mean, I think the only way we're gonna have our questions answered and we're gonna figure out what's going on is if we talk to him.
Think he's not gonna lie? You think he's gonna tell us the truth?
He's either going to be so arrogant that he thinks that we cannot possibly.
I mean, he did name himself. What was it?
Ivy Rice.
I crave.
So I mean, chances are he's probably pretty arrogant. And he's going to be like one of those villains that monologues for 20 minutes about his grand scheme.
Yeah, Koi, as you're kind of looking, you notice one of the guys is taking out a baton, and he looks kind of like he's
You see throw it at me?
Yeah, the baton flies through the air.
I use my super fast because I got that,
But I just look at the guard and I just raise my eyebrow.
Are you using a miracle?
Let's see. Am I on the right one? Yes. No, I'm not on the right one. No wonder that didn't make any sense.
Get there.
I can move with the speed of a leopard using my athletic skill.
Excellent. So let's draw twice from you since you have that. The 3 of swords. Oh, wait. Oops. That has nudity on it. I am very sorry.
I didn't even see it.
How could you, Mitchell?
I got naughty cards. And the 8 of wands. So I'm going to leave it up to you because you got a what I believe is a grudging success. So no, they're not. Tanker talk. Well, now you can show them this, which will explain everything about how babies are made. This very process with the baton in a tarot deck. So the choice is yours. The baton's coming up pretty fast. You can deflect it, and it'll probably kind of hurt your wrist a little bit, which will make doing stuff for the remainder of the night a little bit more difficult. Or because it is headed not towards you, but towards One-Eyed Jack. It's actually aimed right at his face. You can jump in front of it to prevent him from getting the smashed in the face with it.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
You sure?
Yeah.
I could be smashed in the face.
I mean, he's ugly enough already.
He's smashed now.
I just don't want him to be any more ugly. I won't be able to hang out with him.
All right, so you jump in the way, and it smashes your hand. Because of your jumping in the way, you're not able to kind of deflect it as you want to, which would only have kind of given you a blight being a difficulty with future endeavors concerning that hand. Because you decided to do this, it actually smashes and cracks your wrist, causing you 1 wound. But hey, you're an angel. But One-Eyed Jack does not have a smashed face.
Well, any more smashed.
Thanks, bucko.
And you turn and you see the 2 tuxedo. One is a large man with a grizzly beard. He kind of has a very soft face and a little wry smile as he approaches like this. The other one is a dark-skinned woman with kind of shoulder-length hair, also wearing a tuxedo, and she has a baton in her hand and a knife in her other.
Which one of you wants blessings on all strikes and dodges for the next hour?
Can you give it to yourself?
I don't really fight. So.
Oh, but you can't, right?
But I can't give it to myself.
I'll take it. That sounds pretty good.
Blink. I pull out my knife and scratch his arm with it. Or his face, like right here.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Move.
He bleeds out.
You can sprint up to 80 kph.
Wow.
For an hour. More coins. You can run without fatigue. You could jump and turn like a parkour master, and you have blessings on all strikes and dodges.
That's awesome.
And I can barely walk for the next hour.
All right, One-Eyed, it looks like, are you approaching these two who are
I want to approach them at high speed and just like clothesline one and going and clothesline the other, like the same arm.
Bye, Sailor Taco Cat. All right, let's do a simple test. Do you have any skills relevant?
Probably not. No.
Okay, you still have a blessing because of your boy here.
My miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody want to give me a memory?
So you can have a blessing on top of a skill, and that will give you more.
Yep. If you think of blessing as advantages in like D&D, while blights are disadvantages, you can continue stacking blessings, which will allow you to draw more cards.
That's
Well, in that
not
case,
helpful because you can't stack advantages in D&D 5th edition. But
Shush your face. Shush your face.
Jack, you remember that time in Deadwood where you got really drunk and started hitting on the woman who you thought was a prostitute, but it was actually the sheriff's wife? So, and we had to fight our way out of town. Like, I had to teach you bare knuckle brawling, Irish style.
That's right. That is how we left Deadwood, isn't it?
Yes.
Fond memories. I had to fight the entire town.
Just the two of us. No, those were the days.
Took me quite a while to get that drunk. Took 3 days of straight drinking, it did.
He was on his 5th day of a 3-day bender.
Didn't even make it to day 4. Oh, wait. I mean...
Right.
Yeah.
It's memories. It happened. All right, so you can put that under striking, and I'm going to draw 3 cards for you. The first is the 7 of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
The second is the Emperor. And the third is Death.
Oh, no. Maybe.
Did you kill them both?
Oh, wait, isn't Death like a...
Major.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's a major arcana. So it is a grudging success, Emperor, as well as a major arcana. So yeah, grudging success is your death, or is your best.
It's the devil that's the bad one, right?
Yes. Devil is a dramatic failure no matter what, while the world is a dramatic success.
Cool. All right, so it's my grudging success.
All right, I mean, what does this look like? So you take him out, but what does it look like?
Yeah, so renewed by this, I have like a cut across my cheek, and I just like sort of sprint in a straight line and just like hit one like across the neck and just keep going. And then I guess just keep going like to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably don't really know my speed, so I just like slam into the wall with all of them too.
All right, perfect.
Probably break something nice. Knock over a few vases.
Yeah, so you smash through them and you burst into the next room. In here, you find the single crappiest penthouse suite imaginable. There's no furniture aside from a single TV screen. No windows again. Not even any concrete or not even any carpet or wallpaper, just bare concrete. There's one guy in a glowing circle of red Enochian runes chained solidly to the floor in the middle of the room. He's darkly handsome, dressed in what probably was once a tailored suit, but he looks exhausted, and his clothes are tattered and torn. As you guys all kind of move forward, he says, "Help me." And then the door behind you literally disappears, leaving a blank wall.
You mean the hole in the wall?
Yeah. That door that was made by an angel.
Right.
It's prepared now.
Wing shapes. Oh dear.
The TV, a TV screen snaps on, and you see this youngish, handsome blonde man in an expensive suit grinning like the cat that just ate the cream. Well, hello there. I have been watching you for some time. It is the things you can do. It is marvelous. The way you dance about, the way you play poker, and oh, Amy. I see you poking in my affairs. I see you.
Is this Mammon or is that Mammon?
the person on the floor you recognize as Memon.
Who are you?
I am glad. Oh, I am so happy you've asked me that. You see, I mean, once again, I'm a huge fan of your work. Each and every one of you. Been following you for a while. This is brilliant. I love it. All right. My name is Carlisle. Okay.
Carlisle, the demon of.
Demon, please. No. I was born in New Jersey, which, some might say is as tough as hell. But I really love talking to you. I'm sorry, Amy. Were you going to say something?
No, go ahead. I'm interested. You said you know me.
Of course. I know each of you in a very intimate way. I've watched you. I've seen you. The things that you do. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
All right. So, I mean, I think it's only fair that we know you.
This is fair. My name is Carlisle. I dabble in some culinary exquisite dishes that can't be copied anywhere else. And I'm going to a gala a couple nights from now. Here's the invitation, and he has this little invitation, and it's a little hard to see because of the screen, but it's definitely gold and beautiful. So as you see, this is a trap. I have been watching you for some time and had hoped you would come in here and do your best and show off your muscles and provide me a little bit of fascination. Oh, it was delectable. But unfortunately, it comes to an end here. I'm going to kill you. And then for my hors d'oeuvre that I'm bringing to the gala, it will be French fries sprinkled with a bit of angel dust. Okay?
I look over at
PCP.
I look over at Coy and I say, "See, I told you he would monologue."
You were right, but
didn't really tell us anything about. First of all, can I just say, as a corporate consultant, French fries, you're gonna have multi-million-dollar people schmoozing around here to serve them French fries, boy.
I mean, French fries with angel dust. It's delectable.
Right. I mean, okay. I mean, who doesn't love French fries?
And how, I might ask, is some Yankee from New Jersey going to kill 3 angels?
Oh, that's the thing. And he claps, and you see 20 doors open up and then immediately shut as 20 heavily armed people carrying assault rifles, grenades, knives, they're decked out, come out and aim their guns at each of you. You see the red lasers, and it pretty much makes your chest area completely red.
That might do it.
I mean, I don't think so. Do you think that we have survived centuries upon centuries? We could be killed by 30 people with assault rifles?
That's fair. I mean, how did I come to imprison a demon? You guys aren't that powerful. Not to a clever human.
If you think that demons are as powerful as angels, especially 3 of them, then I think your sample size for your whatever experiment this might be a little short.
Well, I think this will be a lovely experiment, and I look forward to watching it all. I have my money placed on the one-eyed one. I saw him go super fast earlier. Amazing. I'm just wondering how many grenades you guys can take to the face.
Oh dear.
We're gonna find out, though.
I mean, I kind of like my face, don't you?
On one, I'm gonna collapse at a heap, and the two of you are going to take out these guys, okay?
Right.
On 3.
And you guys see Maman. He kind of looks up at you.
Free him.
You guys got to get me out. If you get me out, I'll help you. But you got to get me out.
Okay, so I'm going to say, I kind of like my face, don't you? To Carlisle.
While she's distracting Carlisle with her womanly ways, I'm going to see if I can't suss out a way to kill the spell that's binding him.
I'm going to look him right in the eyes and have him look me right in my face.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pointedly telling him to look at me.
He's looking in your general area, but it's obvious he's kind of looking in a different perspective, and you see several cameras kind of up and around. But the moment Koi moves, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into complex action rounds. Let's do this. So, Jesse.
Can't move much.
You got
down.
Yeah. So we're gonna give you a blight. A blight means I'm pulling a card for you. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. But I can replace it with one of your cards whenever I want. Yeah, you want to say something, don't you? But can't because of maturity stuff. So, Jesse, your first card is the Emperor.
Okay. Yeah, I can deal with that.
Which is a 9. Scott, you get the Knight of Cups.
All right. What is that?
The Knight of Cups count as 10.
Cool.
And Nerdy, you get the 6 of Swords. And I get the Ace of Swords. All right. Jesse?
Yeah?
7 of Pentacles.
Oh, that's good. I like pentacles. That's my suit.
Ooh, that's good. 2 of Wands for you, Scott.
12.
That's his suit.
Yeah, but I don't think it's his aspect.
Yeah.
Depending on what you guys are doing. 3 of Pentacles for you, Nerdy. And I get Justice.
This isn't boding well.
Ooh,
he's got
right.
20.
He needs to look at my face.
I'm guessing you have some kind of miracle.
Yeah.
Turn
So
into stone.
Yeah, miracles generally don't work through technology.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you couldn't look at someone via video conferencing and try to get them to do that.
So we need to work something out here.
Yeah. All right. So Jesse, did you want to continue?
So I got what's my first card?
Yeah, you got 7 of Pentacles, and then you got the Emperor, which is a major arcana. So it's either 10 or the number is a 9. It looks like, I think it's an IV. I keep forgetting.
IV, that's 4, right?
Yeah, you're right. 4. So it's either 10 or 4. All right. So you're holding. Scott, are you holding or hitting?
I'm at 12. Yeah, hit me.
All right. You have the Page of Wands.
10, right?
Yeah, 10.
Is that 10? Oh,
yep.
I busted. 22.
Oh, man.
Come on.
All right. And Nerdy, you hitting or staying?
What am I at again?
You got the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles. So you're at 9.
Okay. 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. I gotta hit.
All right. So 5 of cups. Nice. So actually, Scott, since you're using the blessing, you do get what they call a whole card. So I draw 1 card. It's a 9 of swords. You can replace any of your cards with this one.
Yes, I'll replace that second 10, so I get 21.
All right.
That's much better.
Perfect. So we hit 21. I am going to replace Jesse's card. Do I want to, though? I do not. All right, so Scott wins with a 21 with 3 cards. So not a great success, but still a success. I have a 12. Unfortunately. Yeah. Which I think puts everyone ahead of me, including Jesse, correct? Yep. All right.
Because you're just a human.
Huh?
I said it should because you're just a human.
All right. So Scott, you got a success, and that one has let's see, it's 2. At least 2 degrees of success. What that means is in this combat round, you can deal 2 wounds, much like in 7th Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, you're trying to undo the shackles holding Memon. So you got 1 success for this. You feel like you need a couple more things as you're slowly kind of unbinding the Anakian runes, which are holding the shackles down onto him. Unfortunately, I didn't win any. So Nerdy, you got I believe what was 1 success. So you just beat the dealer. You can either wound someone or give someone an advantage for their next round.
So there are 30 armed guards.
It was 20, right?
20 armed guards.
I can take out 1 with my 2 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
20 armed guards, 3 of us, some cameras, a bound demon, and Carlisle, who thinks he's the smartest human to ever live and can go against.
They always do.
Humans, am I right?
Humans. So let me see what I can do.
So how does combat work? Like, do they deal wounds to us, or is that only if they succeed?
Yeah, so I, as a dealer, represent them. So if I win against any of you based on my degrees of success, I would then deal wounds to you.
Cool. So no wounds this round.
Yeah, because you guys all beat me.
This is going well, guys. Just do this 19 more times and we'll be...
I know, right?
Well, technically it's 2 of us. If you and I do it and we both, kill someone, it'll only be like 8 times.
Yeah, eventually.
I run over to one of the guys and I just slap him really hard.
9.5 times.
As long as you're boosted, Scott, I can't fight though, so it's really...
Oh boy, so it's just me. All right.
Yeah. All right, so you smacked one of the armed guards, dodging this hail of bullets as it just shoots out everywhere. Koi ducks down and is slowly working to unchain Memon by kind of weaving through the Anakian runes. And Nerdy Nursey, what is Amy doing?
So I am going to fly. I'm faster than almost any angel. I'm faster than almost anything with wings. So I'm going to try to fly fast enough to take out all the cameras.
All right, you can do that with one success. You just zoom right on by all of them with your wings, and your wings could be anything you want, whether bat wings, laser wings, anything angelic. Laser wings.
Mine would just be so because my kind of aesthetic is gold and shiny. So I have like this is Isis, like I said, the goddess queen of ancient Egypt. And so I have hers. It basically looks just like all the ones that you would normally see in the temples, gold and silver, spiky wings, almost seemingly made of stone, like the Great Pyramids, but for some reason are lithe and mobile. So.
Excellent. So yeah, this whole room erupts in chaos. There's flying angel dashing about. There's a one-eye just kind of zipping and just slapped somebody as the person goes flying.
Was it an open hand slap? Was it full disrespect?
No, it was an open hand slap.
Full, yeah, you were just like slap.
Imagine this guy's in like full riot gear and everything, and I'm just
like
drunk
and like a bug with a fly swatter, he goes splat against the wall. All right, so we're gonna enter round 2 of this. Jesse, you got the 3 of Wands, and of course, let me give you your Blight card. Interesting. Scott, you have a 9 of Swords.
All right.
Was that Elvis?
Yeah, Elvis was an angel, man.
Oh. It's fitting. I mean, we are in Las Vegas.
Yeah. And Nerdy, you got the 7 of Pentacles.
7 of Pentacles.
And I got the 5 of Cups. All right. Jesse, I assume you're hitting?
Yeah.
All right. You got the 3 of Pentacles.
3 of Pentacles. What was the first one? 7?
No, you've gotten 2 3s.
Oh, did you use your Blight?
No. Yeah, I don't think he's done that yet.
No, I have your whole card off to the side. Yeah, so your first card was a 3 of Wands, and your second card was a 3 of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
You should stay. Don't risk it.
Scott, your second card is a 6 of Swords.
All right.
And Nerdy, yours is the Fool. Which, if you remember, can either be count as 10 or 0.
10 or 0.
That could come in handy.
If I pick one now, I can't pick.
You don't need to pick, right?
Yeah, you don't need to pick now. I got the 8 of Wands. And I'm gonna give you your blessing card right now, Scott, which is a 5 of Wands.
So can that replace, or is that additional?
That replaces any card that you want. So we'll go to Jesse. Did you want to hit?
Yeah.
All right. You got the Sun. So it could either be a 10 or a 14.
Oh. Yes. Yes.
Which is pretty
stay
good.
right there. That's 20.
Scott?
Do I have to choose my replace now, or can I hold it?
You can hold it.
Yeah, all right. So hit me.
All right. Your next one is the Ace of Pentacles.
All right.
Which is 1?
Or
11.
Yeah, Ace counts as 1 or 11.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
And I got the Wheel of Fortune.
Damn it! I wanted that.
Oh, that sounds
That's
very
my
good.
special one.
Oh man, you were so close.
I know.
Doesn't that put you over?
It does. This is such a bummer.
Can't hit us, guys. We're gonna be down to 18 rounds of this slapping.
Yeah.
I'm so sad. That's so much of a bummer.
I wonder how much harder it would be counting cards and blackjack with tarot cards.
Tarot. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, either way, they'll throw you out. The game comes with a special group of people who watch over card counters. All right, so I muted myself. All right, so Jesse, you're not hitting. Scott, where are you at?
I'm at 16, and I have that 5 I can replace.
Mm-hmm.
I can just keep hanging on to that, right?
Yeah.
All right, hit me.
8 of swords.
All right, so that's... Wait, what's 16 plus 8?
24.
All right, I'm going to replace the 9 with a 5, so that's 20.
Nice. All right. And Nerdy, are you hitting?
Yeah, hit me again.
Ooh, and someone said they'd hit Scott.
Don't.
Hit him up.
Yeah. Woo woo. All right, you got the 9 of wands, Nerdy.
Okay. I don't know. That's
I mean, yeah, really, you've beaten, all of you have beaten me because I've busted. But let's see if I can mess up Jesse with this hole. And I can. I'm going to replace your 3 of wands with the 10 of pentacles.
Oh, jeez, all busted.
Boom.
23.
All right. So I believe in that case, Scott wins with a 20. Nerdy Nursey, you also win because I busted.
Yeah, I have a 16 if I use my 0 fool.
Yeah. And myself and Coy both lose, but ties always go to the dealer.
So you're not at the bottom.
No, I am not. Thank you, Coy.
Evil little man.
All right. So with that, the degree of success, Scott and Nerdy, you guys each can deal 1 wound if you want, or do something else.
If we double up, we can get 1 more person.
So how many of the 20 have we dispatched?
1.
1. All right.
You guys are dodging a lot, though.
Instead of using a wound, I want to just like get them all to focus on me.
All right, we can. You can make that as like a little social or environmental advantage. So yeah, I can say that if you want, you can use your success. I was going to do something to Coy, but you can use that success for me to do that something to you.
Oh yes, please.
All right. And you see there,
keep sacrificing for each other.
And what about you, Nerdy?
So I'm flying, so I'm safely dodging. So, to fight 19 guys is not super productive use of my abilities, I don't feel like. I've taken out all of the cameras, so I'm going to attempt to get Carlisle to have to look me in the eyes again. So I'm gonna
well, so since you've destroyed the cameras, it's impossible for him to look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, not even there?
No. Remember, he's on the TV screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I will attempt to release Mammon then.
All right. That's good because unfortunately Coy was not able to get anything done as a couple of bullets go flying towards him. Luckily, One-Eye jumps in front with his super speed. If you've seen the Avengers Ultron,
Oh no!
Age of Ultron, I feel like enough time has passed. I feel like I'm justified in saying this.
No, you're definitely justified in spoiling, but so sad.
It is. So one-eyed, you take 1 wound. So you now have 1 blight to all your actions as blood pools down your chest. But because of Nerdy helping out, one of the chains of Amon has been broken. It looks like he has 1 more left, but let's see if you guys can survive another round. Hopefully I win this time.
Oh, God.
Never.
Yes.
We only got 18. Wait, no, 19 left. We didn't take one out this time.
Yep.
They got to run out of bullets sometime, right?
No, it's a video game. It's a movie. They always have what's appropriate in terms of
They have
bullets.
spawn points behind the doors too, so like
Exactly.
identical dudes come out.
All right, Jesse, your
Yes.
first card is the 3 of Swords.
3 of Swords.
Scott, yours is the Page of Wands.
What is that?
It is a face card of a minor arcana, so it is 10.
All right.
Nerdy, you got the Lovers.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's either a 10 or the number on it, which is a 6.
Okay.
I got the 6 of Wands. I'm going to deliver Koi's whole card right here. We're going to put that off to the side. Normally, Scott, you would get a blessing, but the blight that you got from your wound cancels it out. All right. So, Jesse, hit or...
Hit, yeah.
Yeah. 5 of Swords. Scott, you get, I assume you're hitting?
Yeah.
The 9 of Swords. Here's Elvis. Elvis keeps cropping up. Oh.
Just ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Nerdy, you get the Chariot.
Oh, is that your thing?
No, mine is the Magician.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's either a 7 or a 10 for you, Nerdy. And I got the 8 of Wands. I can do math. All right, Jesse, are you hitting?
Yeah.
All right, you get the 8 of Cups. Scott?
So what do you have now?
Me, 16.
No.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I got 14.
Okay.
Wait, what did I get?
I haven't got it.
Oh, we're about to.
Yeah. You got the 3 of Cups.
Oh, wait. I wanted to stay anyway. I was at 19.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was my bad. I'll just toss this. Are you sure you don't want to hit?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, and I'm going to hit as well. And I get the 8 of Swords. Which...
You're bust.
I am so sad. I was so close.
And I'm staying.
Oh man. All right. Scott, you're staying? Nerdy,
Yeah.
Are you staying?
All right.
Oh wait, I forgot to give you a card. That's my bad. Are you hitting?
Wait, no, you give me a card. So there's 2 things I can do. I can either keep the Lovers in the Chariot at their high points, 10 and 10, and get 20. Or I can press my luck and keep them at their low points, 6 and 7, and get 13, and try for 21. But I feel like I already got 20, so I'm going to just stick with 20.
All right. So I'm going to see if I can mess up Koi's day with his blight.
You can only make it better.
All right, I'm going to replace your 3 with a King of Pentacles, making you bust.
Oh,
Ooh,
24. Oh.
That's rough.
Evil. vile.
I am evil. All right. So, actually, Scott, you got a pretty good success this time. So you can either deal 2 wounds, or something else with equivalent. Nerdy, you with your success can deal 1 wound or something appropriate. Sadly, something bad is happening to Koi, unless something prevents.
I would like to defend Koi again.
All right, so you can defend
I've
him.
I've still got 2. You don't want to take another blight.
I got it.
I can take another blight.
I'm good.
He has narrative control, man.
Yeah.
He does.
All right. So you can use 1 to take that damage onto yourself. You still have 1 more you can use to do something.
I'll hit 1 more guy.
you slap another person.
Yeah. Slap
All
the
right.
gun out of his hand.
You are now taking 2 blights as your wounds start opening up. Nerdy, what are you doing?
I am releasing the final chain of the demon.
Yeah. So I love this scene as it's played out, because at first you guys all kind of jump in, dashing about, and then it looks like they're trying to shoot Koi up as he's desperately trying to unlock this. He just kind of goes down as bullets whiz over his head, and One-Eyed stands in front of him like, no,
not him. He gave me this power.
Get to the chopper. And Nerdy goes over it and undoes the last remaining. All right.
Yeah, this was a good idea.
We'll find out.
Maybe this was the trap. It was all a setup just to free him.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I'm pretty confident that we can take on a demon, but a demon and 20
We only have
times people.
18 and a half guys left.
you'll get it.
18 and a half.
So the demon rages. His muscles expand as he grows bigger and destroys the chains around him. He gets up as you see this fiery power around him, and he snaps his finger. When he does so, you hear screams as you see that the people, all 18, are now inside halfway through the walls, bits of their body parts dropping on the floor on either side. If you ever watch
parts?
Yep. He has put the building into them.
Okay.
He gets up and he kind of brushes his clothes, and they shimmer, and they are now once again nice and velvety. And he snaps again.
I can dig that.
You see the hallway expand, and it opens up, and Carlisle is on the other side. And
that was stupid.
The floor just drags Carlisle all the way right in front of Memon, while Carlisle screams the whole way. And if you have ever seen a pair of knives slam into someone at 80 miles an hour, then you know what I'm talking about. And I also have questions. But he, with his claws, just slice through him as the floor carries him top speed right into his claws. He reaches down and pulls out Carlisle's still beating heart and eats it while maintaining eye contact with each of you.
Mamon, was that entirely necessary?
I think so, yes.
Dude.
Okay.
Nah, that's okay.
I was thinking of doing the same thing, but you kind of beat me to it.
I was not thinking of eating a human being's heart. But
I hadn't before.
More power to you.
But this guy really made me consider it.
All right.
I didn't think he was as smart as I thought he was.
No, of course not. They never are.
So, we get a door out of here or something?
So now what do we do here?
You liberated me. So I feel that for this time, this very brief time, you can go peacefully out of my domain.
What do you have against us?
I mean, I think he has the intrinsic thing that all demons have against.
No, I don't have anything against you. I just want what you have, and unless you're willing to give it to me, we will be at odds.
It's ideological. I mean, it's really nothing to fight about.
No, I want your relics. So unless you want to give that to me now,
Right, so that is something to fight about, but for another time, I think.
it is. Unless you guys are willing to part with them now.
No, thanks.
You want my relic?
No takers? Okay, fine. And he waves his claws, and you guys are now outside of the Inferno. As you look back, the whole casino kind of shrinks and collapses and folds in on itself many times and then disappears.
Whoa.
In its place, you see a construction site for Resorts World coming 2020. And lying on the ground before you is a single chip from the casino.
Take it.
As you do,
I take it up. Is it like a $1 chip or something?
No, it has the pentacle on it. And the other side is blank. As you do so, you can almost hear Memon laughing in the distance.
Oh, that bastard.
Well, that's not creepy.
Well, I didn't make it out with no chips. I count that as a success.
Made it out with not much. However, defeating that human, okay, that was worth it.
Yeah, I always like the opportunity to prove that I'm smarter than most other people.
I'm really thinking about changing allegiances now. I mean, that little punk really put me off humans.
But that's the thing, like for every human of his nature, there's at least one other of the best nature, the best of everyone.
But couldn't they benefit from more than just our general guidance? I mean, sure, totalitarian regimes run by humans are faulty, but if they were run by us, I mean...
Oh, I'm totally with you on that one.
Oh, but Boomba, don't you remember? There was a totalitarian regime. By that old lady, do you remember her? God? She closed those gates of heaven. That regime's over.
Oh, right.
You're in charge now, whether we like it or not.
I mean, it's considered paradise for many, so it has to work in some regard.
What? Paradise? Didn't you say you were from Jersey? No, that was somebody else.
That was Carlisle.
No, I'm saying what God created and is in complete control of is considered paradise for many. It's many humans' ultimate end goal to end up there. So we can bring a slice of that to them down here and guide them onto a correct path and make the world a better place through them, then we should.
And look what we get for it. I mean, people like Carlisle.
If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Okay.
Well, this all sounds like a rather philosophical discussion. It's just a bet afternoon. How about we discuss this over a few drinks?
Good idea. You up for a Mai Tai?
I'll have a mimosa.
That's breakfast food. I mean, drink.
Mimosa and pancakes.
So we go into the Waffle House. Understood.
Yeah, we go to the Waffle House. I'll order a whiskey.
And as you guys head off into the distance, pondering your places in this world, the sun slowly, well, actually it's nighttime, so the moon continues to rise over, and Las Vegas is filled up and bustling, knowing the good that you did. And that, my friends, is Relics, a Game of Angels.
Awesome.
It was wonderful.
Can you play devils?
They're generally seen as bad, but I don't see why not.
I mean, you can play bad guys.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't fallen angels generally considered bad guys too? In most...
And like, angels aren't always the good guys in this game. Like, there are the angels who want to like rule humanity.
Well, technically, we all are kind of at odds with each other because we all have different ideologies on how we want to do these same things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
so
cool how it puts that in there.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts of the line of reading the book was the angels talk about how, in God's word and via God themselves, God says that humans were given free will, but never, ever mentions angels.
That we have free will.
Yeah. So they always did God just not write that? Do we have free will, or are we just puppets in something we cannot begin to understand?
I think it was none of humans' business.
Yeah.
Because we're better than they are.
Yeah.
Well, let's go find a fire and bathe.
Yeah, that's all it takes for you to do it. You just go to like a dumpster file, you reveal your chest. And
if we ever play this again, I'm gonna bring a torch. Like a
blowtorch.
I was kind of waiting for us to set the Inferno on fire.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been even more.
I guess I was thinking that's a thing a group could do. Like as soon as if they do the thing like Jesse did where they figure out who is in charge, they're just like, yeah, we're torching the place. They don't even go meet the guy. They're just like, all right,
just whatever. Just
yeah.
He's got to be in this building somewhere, and I know he can't.
Burn the whole building. We'll get him.
Nuke it.
Except does fire heal demons too?
They're angels.
Yeah, but it may have freed him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything.
Would it be better to left him bound?
Left
him bound.
Who knows?
I was kind of hoping we'd be able to see eye to eye and be like, "Yo, dude."
Yeah.
So, my question is, I like the memories here and how they tie to historical people. Is the expectation that you're supposed to Forrest Gump it, where you talk about how you met every famous person in history?
I mean, looking at examples, and I feel like that is going to happen in play. Yeah, I think it kind of lends itself to more of that background narrative, as angels as kind of these people have always been a part of the most important events, if in the background. But of course, you could always do something else. I don't know. I've always found it fun to kind of do that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, it's nice.
I think it's really cool to figure out what kind of stories you can make up on how you coached ancient humans to being the best that they can be.
Yeah.
So that kind of builds up to what we're trying to do in the current era in all of this.
Yeah. If every vampire that claimed to be at Jesus' death was actually there, it would have been Woodstock.
It was pretty full of people that it was like a public hanging.
It was one guy that was human, and the rest were vampires.
Yeah,
it happened in the middle of the day.
They were like, "What's up, Bill?"
They had sunscreen. They invented sunscreen.
Just put goat poop on your arms and such.
Yeah.
What is
red ochre?
Goat products.
I don't know. Relics, a game of angels provided by goats everywhere.
I just have a thing about goats.
It's sponsored by the goat.
Yeah, and apparently New Jersey.
Yeah.
The New Jersey Travel Authority.
Yeah.
In which you called it hell.
But the good part of
That's
hell.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is a neat little adventure.
Yes.
Or
that was
we call it.
Certainly a very interesting concept. The guys that came up with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my first tabletop that I've played that has the tarot
deck. Yeah, same for me. I mean, 7C could played with it, but it's not the same.
Yeah. It was really, really, really awesome.
Yeah, thanks. All right. See you guys.
All right, boys and girls.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Night.